thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on this show are not to be presented as facts or an indicting nature to any party, viewing, or mention. We hope you're entertained. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. And we back. What Chance be saying? And we back. And we back.
I was gonna say so.
What you gonna say? Shout out to Chance the Rapper, my favorite rapper from the crib. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till you drop that new music.
Channel Banner. You probably get Bree on the intro.
Go get a little Grammy out the album.
Maybe.
Chance can't put me on the interlude.
Breeze interlude. Ooh.
I ain't gonna front. Like you got a great voice for all of this. Before I ever met you, I thought like you could have been in a Disney movie as one of them characters doing the voiceovers for
I
real.
want to. I really want to get into voiceover work.
Really?
This nigga.
Yes, that's the easiest job. You get to sit down and just like talk, say the script. You just need a couple emotions.
Why you just cap on her?
I'm in the. First off, I have a great voice. If you look me up on Apple Music, my interludes come up.
So you got an IMDb
Put Bree specific
credit?
in your interlude. In your Apple Music.
No.
Watch it come up.
You got an interlude for real?
I'm about to
Bree
say.
Yes,
interlude?
I'm in a couple interludes.
Really?
Who put you on the
Put Bree
interlude?
specific in your Apple
Who
Music.
did that dumb ass?
See if- You such a hater.
Oh,
I never got a BMI though.
Ain't big thumb head out. I can't even type this
So
in.
that means
right.
I can't get.
Wait,
That
hold
means
on.
I can't get no royalties.
It came up for real. Kid
Told
Breeze.
y'all.
Get a Bree. Get a Bree.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't come up on mine.
Wait,
You want a voicemail or something talking about how he cheated on you or this or that? Like
Nah, I did that.
is it called Breeze Interlude or is it something else?
It's something else.
Okay.
We not gonna spend in the beginning of our show. Look at us and shit.
I
that
did
don't
a
exist.
remake of like a Jay-Z interlude from one of his albums. I forgot which one it was. Not the
So you
the
plagiarized
song
him.
was like Too Many Souls or something like that. It was called, and we just did like a remake of it.
Oh, you plagiarizing.
Ain't no
Gotcha.
plagiarize. Why you just can't be happy?
I am happy. I'm happy to see you, G. We back at it. Took a month off. Look
We
at
don't
us.
need to take no more breaks.
We don't need to take no more breaks. We ain't even got a crew no more. They all quit.
Yeah, they
Cause it's only us.
thought there was something going on. They ain't seen y'all in 2 weeks.
Nobody is in here.
They said somebody was fighting in the studio.
Hey, Joe Budden does.
You started it. You was missing on the last episode, and then next thing you know, everybody gone.
Once you start missing, everything start crumbling.
They thought it started with
We
you.
We
taking 2-week breaks.
We got the most important piece though. We got Cree. That's all that matters.
Okay,
man,
because
best
if
in
it
the
wasn't
world.
for Cree,
Shout out
For
Creed.
real.
Shout out to Cree. Cree
we would
quit.
not be here.
There's gonna be some furniture moving around this motherfucker.
What's up, man? I missed y'all, bro. How was y'all weekend? Labor Day, all that?
My Labor Day was cool.
Mine was cool too.
It wasn't busy. That ain't usual for y'all.
My weekend was busy. I was on like family friend stuff. I'm a part of my first wedding,
Oh,
Wait, like
The first one?
Like first
like a bridesmaid.
ever?
Like I'm not
Oh,
getting
okay.
married.
she a groomsman.
You said she was counting them on. I'm gonna get a ring 5 years from now after this.
I might have like 3 weddings in my lifetime, but
She got a groomsman. Who groomsman you is?
I'm not no
That was
groomsman.
That's a real
that was
thing,
well
though, too.
deserved.
Huh?
That is a real thing, though.
It ain't no thing over here. Stop
is.
playing with me.
Yeah, stop playing with me.
I don't even want to tell my story no more.
No, go ahead.
Your little
But
mustache.
stop, cause I was trying to like. I had my little thing up in there. Anyways, I'm a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding, and they had like a wedding party event. So everybody that's a part of the wedding got to come and meet each other. We was at the Godfrey. It was cute. Yeah, I was outside for that, and I got dressed. I was cute that day. And then it was my niece's birthday party the next day, so I went to the jazz festival.
I saw that. She looked nice. I saw her out there.
Couple
with her
walkthroughs.
cake. Shout out to Nova. How was your weekend, Chris?
Slow motion, man. Kicked it with my daughter. Shout out to my dog Phil. Him and his wife celebrate their anniversary, but they football parents. They daughters on the cheerleading squad. They son, they got him like in a lot of programs. They trying to get him a D1 scholarship so that they ain't got to come out of pocket for college. So I went out there to Yorkville. I don't even know if you know where that's at.
That sound fire.
Yeah, it's a far sounding town, right? Yorkville. But they play they played out in Plainfield, so I went and checked them out. And we had some real good conversation over the weekend. Like she said, it's good to just link up with family. I was telling them about the show. We had a bunch of conversation about the Tyrese interview y'all had last week. It kind of spiraled off into a bunch of other things, but it was cool, man.
Shout out to Tyrese, man.
Did you like that interview?
I loved it.
Did you enjoy it?
Chris, your cousin.
I loved it because of y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this like derogatory towards Tyrese, but he just give me the notion that he don't want to be bothered a lot of the time. And y'all was true professionals, so y'all did y'all thing in terms of trying to keep the interview. Like he was talking, he went real long about pause. He went real long about how cold Chicago is. And like he was dressed like he was in the wintertime, leather jacket, skull hat on. Like it was weird to me. But
And it was hot as ever that day. Too.
I bet it was
hot that day.
I bet it was. But y'all did y'all thing, y'all held it down. He gave y'all some really good information or some really good content. I was surprised at how much he talked about Kels. But how was the movie? I didn't even ask y'all that though. In the midst
Movie
of it.
was dope. It was Golden Globe, Emmy, Oscar.
Fire.
He's such a cap.
Golden
He went right into character too. You should be an actor. I'm
right.
talking about Tyrese.
Tyrese.
That's
Tyrese is a great actor, though. That I can say. Tyrese can pull a character out of himself.
That's true. He can pull a character out.
The only thing for me, he just don't seem fun. Like I don't know.
No, he scared the hell out of the crew.
Yeah, because what happened? Y'all said
Y'all was in the room?
Cree was in the room.
Cree was in the room.
It was
and,
so quiet. I thought it was just y'all in
people.
there with the lights
He
on.
told them not to breathe.
Breathe.
He
You
said,
can't
"Don't
breathe.
breathe, don't move.
You can't breathe.
What?
You couldn't
You can't
talk.
move." He said, "Y'all gonna throw me off." And
Tyrese
soon,
said that to y'all?
Yeah.
If y'all breathe, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
if we breathe, I
Bro.
said, bro. if anybody would have breathed or got in his look,
Got in his
shout out
peripherals.
shout out to Tyrese, man.
Shout out Tyrese, man.
I don't blame him though. Use your power, baby.
I do want to go back to that comment you said that he did give us a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff that he did mention, like as far as like the R. Kelly shit. Like I think the R. Kelly thing was that was probably the first time that I seen a celebrity of like Tyrese stature like really speak on the realness of the situation.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people be like, "Fuck it, we not listen to the music no more." I mute them, but it was like that was the first time somebody ever like spoke that big. So I think that was dope.
Yeah, he
I wouldn't say
bigger,
dope, but I want to say it was just interesting just to get that clip and that sound bite.
He spoke on the bigger picture. It wasn't just
Yeah.
like narrowed in on what we all
Even
kind of
the way he explained it too was like it makes sense.
And I love the fact that he spoke on like the fatherhood shit. That was really dope to talk and see him talk about that. Just to build the bond with your kids, you know what I'm saying? Like how he really, and I think that's like his narrative in every interview. Like he really, it's often we see a lot of times black men or just men in general, but just talk about like being like in the streets, messing with different women, being player and shit like that. You've never really seen somebody campaign this hard. Like, yo, I'm trying to be a father, or I was trying to be a husband. You know what I mean? And I think out of all the crazy shit that everybody's trying to put on the dude, like we're overlooking that part. Like the man is really fighting and breaking down. Like he wanted to have a family in a culture where we don't even celebrate having that dynamic. Like that's something that since I want to say Bill Cosby because we seen My Wife and Kids, but like it's very few images of that. Of like black men just want to be a dad. Like that's the shit that they own.
It's to your point. It feels strange. It even sounds strange saying it out loud, but that's not the norm. So when you see it like that, it's foreign. We looking like, damn, like we don't, like you just said it, we don't see men like that's in the limelight, gainfully employed, kind of like got the celebrity going this hard because they never do. We never see it, especially this overtly. They might do it behind the scenes, but for somebody to do it out in front of the camera, like you said, shout out to Tyrese for that. Kudos for that. For living his truth, but I didn't know he told y'all don't breathe though. That's kind of crazy. That's like psychotic almost.
Yeah.
For an interview?
Tyrese doing.
How y'all think he is in the studio? That was just for an interview.
Turn our lights off. Nobody talk.
Nobody talk.
Lock the door.
Did anybody listen to the album?
The album did drop August 30th. I heard parts of the album because when he did the interview in my other job, he played the album off his phone like in the middle of the interview. So I heard parts of it. It's very nostalgic. Like it gives like Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
Be surprised.
Like damn, I forgot all about that. Yeah,
Robin in costume all year, like the weekend.
Like old school Marvin Gaye, like Lionel Richie, like Smokey Robinson, like. But it's live, so it sound great from what I heard.
I'm about to check it out.
I like one of the songs on this called Bedroom Bully. Like she said, it's very much like old school, cut from the same cloth R&B. It's not a bunch of synthesized sounds, a bunch of newer. It feels like real production. It feels like an R&B album. It's slow, but you got to be in the right vibe for it. It's one of them. maybe driving down Lake Shore on the weekend, or like you ain't really got much going on. You in the house vibing, chilling with your lady, but
Yeah, I bet if you bring a girl over and you put that on and start pouring some wine, she'll be like, this nigga raw.
So what age group of women would like this type of
Not
album?
the little mamas you
Not at
said.
all.
This is
How you
definitely
always
fun.
say I be
Who is
with
this?
little mama?
Not the
who
little
is this? Tyrone? I don't even what.
Okay.
Yeah, listen
not
to
the
some
little
Tyrone.
mamas you be
Tariq off Power? I don't even know this dude. Fast and Furious, he make music. Yeah, it's not for them.
It's not for
Bree and
them.
this little mama shit. You gotta change that narrative off me.
You do like little mamas.
I like women. I like grown, sexy,
Look,
educated women.
You love to say that. It sound good, don't it?
Who you like? We go down your
Kyrie.
list?
This ain't no Kyrie.
Kyrie.
He'll be here next week too. Or this week.
That's the picture right
I'm
there.
I'm going
He's
to
a
the
man.
Waymaker Summit.
He's a married man.
I'm gonna be the only
He's a
woman
man
in the
with
in the men's
kids,
summit.
with the kids. Why you acting like a little mama? With
That's
your old
fine.
ass.
You better brush up on
Sit
your
down
stats.
somewhere.
I'm not old.
Little old hot self. Sit
I'm
down.
going for research.
Talk about some research. Try to be a whole record.
I ain't
Tyrese
trying to
just went
wreck
through
no
this.
homes.
You
We
gonna
can
have a
just
whole
blend
record.
it.
All right, man. Let's get to the show because you fucking up people. Chris, how was your weekend? We didn't even talk about you.
Chris doing too many jobs.
Yeah, that's true. I'm doing too many jobs.
That's probably what you did this weekend. So
Too many jobs. I'm gonna keep it at that. But no, I was doing some filming, working. Nothing crazy. Same old, same old.
True. All right, man. Where y'all want to start? We gonna start with. We start
Are
with.
we kicking off with sports since Chris is in the building?
I don't know. On the running show on the board, we got Vic Mensa and Dreezy top 10 Chicago anthems.
And
We got at
Twister.
the end of the WNBA season. Where we want to start? Migrants.
Let's talk about these migrants.
Oh my god.
Cause y'all pissing me off talking about
my
that
God.
Colorado video was not real. That lady was on the news.
What that mean? They be lying.
Her
People
alderman
be
helped
lying.
her get out of the building.
There is no migrants in that building. There is no migrants that took over a building in
So
Colorado.
they paid that lady.
They didn't pay her. She got on there and lied.
Why would she lie?
People be lying all the time.
So the district attorney that backed her up lied too.
He lied.
It's Jesse Smollett type
Bree,
situation.
Bree, look. Bree, look at
Chris,
her.
it gotta be just. It's just
Look
like
at,
Jesse
it's
Smollett
the-
because
it's the
I
Jussie
literally
Smollett.
spent 30
man,
minutes
Not
researching
too
it.
much on Jesse Smollett, man.
No,
'cause I'm trying to
man.
get him on the show. He got a movie coming out.
Juicy was tweaking. Juicy was tweaking.
So okay, so Colorado wasn't real. Even though there was a video of
That is
real.
alleged migrants,
alleged. It's
Every
all,
Venezuelan migrants that they said was a part of a gang
that's it. They took over a building.
that's been taking over the
So
nation.
you gotta really
And
like
take- and
put
take
your use your college educated
They
brain.
said they was taking rent from these people.
No.
They said they had choppers and all that. Assault rifles.
I saw a
This
rifle.
This is not true. This is propaganda.
and the sad part about this, she really believes it.
And Bree, because
Because
you know,
I believe it too now.
I saw it
I
on
did
the
too.
news,
You
literally
did
the
go to
news.
SIU.
But think about
you
this
making
stuff.
SIUC look bad.
we've been getting a lot of false news lately, right? Especially
lot of it.
a lot lately. Like
And I'm
especially
sad
with
we
coming to
recording.
migrants, but just the word in general. Even with the Olympics, you had the story about the woman being a trans.
Who was a trans?
Oh yeah, that
boxing.
was
The
fake.
boxing.
Oh,
That
just
That
because
was
she
fake.
hit her that hard.
People spreading
Yeah.
a lot of fake news right now. I feel
But
like
they wasn't on the news saying
That was
she was
on the
a.
news.
I didn't see it on the news.
That was trending.
it was on articles.
That was
It
I
articles.
just
wrote
saw it
articles
on.
about it.
She hit her too hard.
But like I think we got to stop taking what we see and we got to start really delving deep into what.
Okay, so how did you
story
find
is.
out that it wasn't real?
I watched the news.
I watched the news too, and the lady was on that line.
from.
No, I'm playing, but I did read online on a couple places. They spoke to
Hey, Chris sound bites be crazy.
It's crazy. No, but,
I watched the news.
no, but they did
Like-
they did speak to the the city and like the people over there and the residents. Like there's nobody that's taking over residents over there in Colorado.
So how
Just
you know
like-
they just not holding them hostage and saying I'll blow your brains out if you tell them that we here?
That's not true.
Is that the type of country? Like, first of all, what's the point in even like orchestrating something like that to begin with?
Well, what's the point of doing fake
Going
news like
that far
that
with
far?
it?
That's a lot.
They don't even know nothing. You think they know that much to
We asking
take
him
over
like he
a
know.
whole building? like and they out of the country. Like
If they get access to guns, they could do. You ain't gotta be that smart to have a gun and try to get power over
But
somebody.
they're not finna do that in America. Is crazy.
I really think
And
y'all
for
really
nothing
need
to
to
happen.
use y'all brain before we speak on this topic.
Please, because you thought the one in Chicago was real.
I
So don't
never
even sit
thought
here
it
and
was
say.
real.
He
Speak
literally
on it.
said
Speak on it.
yesterday, I don't even want to talk about Colorado. I only want to talk about the one in Chicago.
For
And
real.
Chris said it wasn't real, and you said it was real.
No, I did
Chicago
not
was
say
fake,
it was
too.
real.
You
That's why
said it was
you
a
have
whole
selective
video.
listening. So
So
this
how me and Chris selected
so-
hear the same thing?
because y'all related. So for this side of the room that was actually listening
that's crazy.
during the production meeting. So the Chicago one, the reason why I wanted to speak on the Chicago one, I'm gonna open this floor to y'all in a minute. But the reason why I want to speak on the Chicago one because it was fake news, right? Spot News reported it. It was fake news. But one thing that I do love about it is that people actually pulled up to the area and got video and was talking to the people around in the area to get to, I guess, to combat that fake news thing we just talking about. That's why I want to speak on the Chicago one because it was a black guy from Chicago that recorded a video after the Colorado shit and was saying like, yo, we got switches, we got guns, we got all this. So if y'all try this here, now we know what type of time we on. And it was just that situation was so interesting to me on so many points. The first points was I'm glad that somebody was able to combat the fake news and show that it's not that. But the second part was that like dude saying that like you're trying to galvanize our people to go to war and to protect the Venezuelans with these switches with these guns. But I'd be wondering like where's that same energy when your homies is doing the same shit? Like we just had somebody just kill 4 people on the blue line. So that was just something that I just wanted to like spark to like a conversation to this side of the room. And Bree, if you want to join in, you can as well.
So was the blue line real?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes, it actually was a black
People
guy.
got shot at
Because
the
I
Forest
reported
Park.
it on
Blue
So it wasn't a migrant.
It was a black guy.
See?
They told me that was a migrant.
y'all-
too.
See, Bree, you gotta stop listening to them.
I don't.
people
Y'all know how many
online.
jobs I got. I don't have time to do a deeper dive on the news that's supposed to already be true.
It's supposed to be true. Before.
It's
Like-
supposed to. The news is
Wow,
supposed to be.
that's a powerful statement right there. Before we get to unpack Bree's statement, let's unpack what we just talked about. The question I posed for the flow. So how do y'all feel about
What was the question?
I think you made a great point. I was going to ask you, would you, for the sake of getting to the truth of anything, like would you ever interview a migrant?
that? I'll go chop it up with him. I got Duolingo.
And just
Hey, you be
in
saying
all seriousness, though,
HR.
because we see a lot of what BJ is doing in terms of like providing migrants with what seems like comforts, right? They coming out with debit cards, they coming out with programs for housing. They're doing a lot of things to make it seem like it's acceptable or it's comforting for them to come here, and everybody else is saying no, we don't want that. But you never see them on the news. Excuse me for saying them. That sounds crazy, but you never see these individuals, these families being interviewed, being talked to. Just around the corner from where we at the studio, I've seen people in the store shopping for them, and they having to speak Spanish because they can't go in there and communicate properly. So I wanted to ask you, like, just to kind of get to the root of the source of the situation, right? Instead of trusting the news, like we all kind of been programmed to do. Would you be the type of person
To go
to
sit
interview
down?
them, and say, okay, what's going on with you and your family? Why are y'all really here? Like, what type of situation brought you to our city, or what type
I've
of situation
seen
displaced
some
you
of
from
them
where
on
you
the
at?
news though.
I think that'd be a dope piece of content. You know what I'm saying? I'll tap in with our visual director and see if he want to know what I'm saying, put together some dope shit like that. But what I see, it's a lot to that, right? Because if we going to go talk to the migrants about what's going on and how they feel, like what is our end goal? Like, are we just trying to get good content? Or are we trying to understand their perspective?
No, I'm asking
Or
hypothetically.
are we trying to expose what they've been
I
like?
think
What the news
I
been
think
saying,
it
but they
would
getting?
basically just be for perspective and just try
Information.
to
to
just
hear from them.
just clear up certain things that we hear from the news that can be fake or can be true. Because at this point, who knows?
Because I feel like
but
we losing that
also-
they are people.
That's my only thing with them. They are people that came from a fucked up situation that got gifted a good situation, so they doing their thing.
But that's why I don't know if it would be beneficial to sit and talk to them because they're like they came over here and it's like, oh, you came to the promised land. Now you're getting all of these good things. I don't know if they will look at it as like oh, although I'm getting all these good things, like, it's a problem for y'all. They probably don't even like, most of them don't speak English, so they probably don't even know that it's an issue for us.
Because it's not really, all right, it's not us that had them come here, right? No. Chicago is a sanctuary city. So people come here, they go to here, LA, it's a bunch of other spots.
I think before you speak, I think
Colorado.
I think Haiti. I think they just approved that Haitian migrants can start coming to U.S. Yes, too. I think I seen that. Yeah,
we getting migrants from all over the place. Besides Venezuela, we getting Congo, we getting Venezuela. Now we got Haitians coming over there because they coming from really fucked up towns and cities and countries, right? But I think they're getting an opportunity that's beneficial for them. Like I know that they're getting like $9,000 to pay for rent, like however long, and then that's really pretty much it. And they only get temporary housing and shelters, like 60 days, and you got to move
They
out.
always have to like switch shelters. Yeah, they got to
You got to
shuffle
keep
around.
moving around. So like, yeah, you getting a better life in a way, but also you still struggling really bad.
Yeah.
So it's not like they don't have like the best lives. You see a bunch of they on the street sometimes, starving. They be sleeping in police shelters or police homes or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, the media keeps making it seem like they are such a problem.
That they savages.
So they run around with knives and they taking over apartment buildings and this and that.
They have been running around here with swords though.
That's me and Bree scared, man. For
I
real.
saw them. They was out west.
They was 290.
But like
he don't never hesitate to take a shot, man.
He loved like I don't understand.
That's just out west in general. That's not even a migrant.
No, we don't run around with swords in our hands. Okay.
Y'all do worse.
No, they was really out there like Game of Thrones.
I literally saw on TV. They said the person that curated The Wire came to the west side of Chicago for inspiration.
Come on,
he literally just said that this was he came to the west side of Chicago for inspiration.
And that's fine.
And
I believe it.
And you know what's crazy? For years, the first time I went out west, I'm like, man, this shit look like an episode of The Wire. This look like
a lot of people say that.
We just need economic development.
The Wire was inspired by
There's
out west.
nothing wrong with that, but
What
don't say
Dylan be
we
saying?
be running
Everything
around
great
here
come
like
from
it's
Chicago.
Game of Thrones. No, we don't be having swords and stuff.
Hey, y'all do be having, you do.
Bro do be riding horses though, on like right on.
No, he's from out west. I mean, he's from out south.
Bro,
the cowboy dude.
Yeah,
he was up and down Austin with it last time I checked.
He be on South Chicago like a motherfucker.
Okay, he was on Austin last time I checked in.
It was like a back to school thing. He was out there for the kids.
Nah. Shout out to bro. I remember one time I ain't gonna lie, I shouldn't be laughing at that shit. But remember, he was riding on the expressway for freedom. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then they locked him up. I was like, hell no, they locked him up.
So when you get arrested on your horse, where they put the horse? Do you gotta pay a fine? Like, you know how when your car get booted?
They just put your horse in like a cage or something.
Like, do they
to
send it to a stable?
They ain't got no mobile stables like that to put.
I'm gonna ask them that. Like, where they put your horse when you got arrested?
They just grab it.
But they got horses too, so they probably just put the horse with the other horses. You know, the police be running around with horses sometimes too.
They do. Right.
Horses be shitting.
All right, but we way off topic.
Going back to the topic though, so just getting on the migrant situation again. I don't know, bro. I just think they people. Well, one thing I do want to be interested to just to see is that I would really challenge our people to not put so much focus on what these migrants assistance that these migrants are getting, cause it's just really like shift that energy into the things that we should be doing for ourselves.
Agreed.
And the longest we keep complaining, and the longest we keep trying to argue and say this and that, like, you can't change that shit.
That's true.
Like, you can't change what the government is doing. Like, not by yelling and arguing and posting on social media. We'd be doing shit so backwards. Like, take that energy and really fight for it.
Because like I said, we redirecting our energy to the wrong people. They just taking advantage of what they got.
Because it's there. If the opportunity wasn't there, they wouldn't be over here.
We take it like
you can just talk to the governments. You need to talk to I ain't gonna say his name, but the mayor of this city, because apparently there's $44 million that wasn't spent on homeless during COVID.
Lil Brandon.
Mm-hmm. So during the COVID situation, that's some of Lori's problem too, I think.
I just saw Lori Lightfoot this weekend too.
Feel me?
Shout out to Lori.
Did you dap her up? You be dapping
She a
her
season
up?
ticket holder. She at the game.
She
I
bogus.
shot her out like Lori.
Oh,
What up,
she said?
man?
Said she bogus.
Nah.
TT
I
Lori.
seen her in person. I didn't know she was that small.
Nah, she's short.
She real
Yeah,
short.
Larry,
And
Lori
then she
Most
wearing a
Lord.
big old
Lord, huh?
suit.
Yeah, Larry Most Lord.
Lord.
But nah, man. Shout out to the migrants, man.
I just don't want. Stop shouting out people,
to
man.
the migrants.
Shout out to the migrants, crazy.
shout
I'm just
them
tired
out.
of the fake news. Like,
Yeah.
we're humans. We're adults. Like, stop spending all this time trying to build a narrative that's not true. Like, I don't like that. Like, what if somebody really got scared and thought, dang, they really be in my complex and went and got a gun and saw, like, somebody that they thought was a migrant and started shooting them?
Sometimes that's the idea, though.
People are crazy.
Sometimes people use the press for fear. Sometimes they use it to motivate you to do something.
That's
that they want you to
insane.
do.
But I think this is, to me personally, I think this is going to be a tactic that America is going to use, Congress is going to use. I know we're supposed to be free, but this is how it's going to make us to be closer to shit like China. You know, in China, like, their government controls their news. So you can't just get out there. People can't get out there and just start saying and doing shit.
And it's election season. They
so it's gonna
control.
be
They
shit
do
like
the same
shit-
thing with election season.
Yeah, shit like this is just going to, Congress is going to sit down with, like how they always be on Zuckerberg ass and do their own TikTok ass. Yeah. They going to sit down with them and be like, yo, y'all, this tool that y'all done gave these people is out here spewing this rhetoric and got people out here all fucked up and scared and living out of fear. We have to step in and control this shit.
Because they said one of the main reasons why the Chicago one started trending because Elon reposted it on Twitter.
You took the words out of my
really?
head.
I ain't
That's
know
how I
that.
consume. Like, unfortunately, that's a
He
lot of how I
he
consume
reposted
news.
it and it started trending on Twitter. So
Yeah, I'm trying to
you
tell
gotta pay
you.
attention to your audience.
But Elon Musk also, like, Elon Musk,
And then he said it's
He
Kamala's
spread-
fault. He said this happened under Kamala's watch.
Yeah,
like
like-
she over neighborhood watch
Bree,
for
that's-
Southside or
that's
something
what I'm
like that.
saying. Like, Elon, he for Trump. So it's like, this is the whole migrants issue, like, being a problem is a right wing, like, issue. Like, that's, they don't people pushing that it's a problem. So we got to stop. You got to pause when you read news like that because it's people from.
I don't believe Elon. I was gonna say something else.
No,
but
I don't believe
caught
Elon is
myself.
a weird guy.
Yeah, I don't believe him, but
Who else? Who do you believe?
no, I'm throwing that out the window. I'm watching what I say. Cody told me that to start doing it. What's the difference between right wing and left wing?
Left wing are Democrats, right wing are Republicans.
Was I supposed to know that? Because I never knew
No,
that.
it's not.
You know who the vice president of the United States is?
Kamala Harris, right?
What you want? You ain't go to school for political science. It's cool. Too.
You
went to school for broadcasting. You good?
I barely made it past
Yeah,
the
you good.
Constitution.
I ain't
G,
even
like,
gonna lie. If you wanna, fellas, if you wanna know, if this a woman that you wanna take seriously in your life,
Oh.
just mid conversation or y'all chopping it up on
don't
the bench.
ask me no shit about
Just
politics.
just
mommy.
ask her like, yo, you know who the vice president of the United States is?
Nah, Cody finna hit you with the Family Feud midday.
Like, don't ask me that because I'm gonna second guess myself. I don't care. You can ask me what's my daddy name and I'm gonna take a second. Like, why is you asking? Why are you
G.
asking me this?
Nah, G, a girl, I was like, somebody
She didn't know.
somebody put me on this a while back. Like, yo, if you when you talking to a chick, just sit there like and ask her like, yo, do you know who the vice president of the United States is?
That's the quickest way to run yourself out some vagina.
It's cool because now never mind. We not gonna get that.
Whether I knew it or not.
You told me to watch what we said on this broadcast. But nah, like yo, like you can't take a woman serious if she don't know who the vice president of the United States is. And I feel like that's just like that goes back to just being aware of what's going on in
I know that's kind of true, Bree. That's kind of
It's
true.
a lot of
That's kinda
things.
true.
I mean, I got it right, thank God. But
You dare to stutter to get the shit out.
because first off, my thing
You got
is
too
why
many
are you
jobs?
just asking
You
me
got
that?
too
I
many
got too many jobs to be worrying about her too.
All right, Julius.
Like, I know who I'm voting for. What's done is done.
Who you
I'm
vote
just
for?
waiting for November. I'm not telling you. My mama said don't ever tell nobody who you vote for.
That's right. You learned something, Bree. Stand up, fight back, man.
Okay, tough.
Stop
mama
letting
know
Cody
vice president
of
bully you, man.
She
You Uncle
probably
Willie's
don't.
son. You don't play that.
And sometimes, you know, the older you get, your mind, you be forgetting how old you is. You forget what year it is. You forget what president is in
What
office.
time it is?
Like-
For real.
Fellas, if you ever dated a
Cody
chick,
want to act like he just.
if you dating a chick, bro, and you ask her, just ask her, do you know who the vice president of the United States is? And just ask her.
And see if she
I got like 3 things I do. That's
If
one.
you
That,
want
that's
me
one.
to
You can't give us one. You got to give us all 3 now.
Now
Like my
Yeah,
3
no.
things that I be knowing. Like yo,
What's the other 2?
I was gonna ask you a question about dating later on in the show, but
But
I mean,
no,
we
let's
here
get
now.
this out the way.
what's another one for me? Another one for me is
Not the door test, right?
you talking about like when you lean over in the car. That's actually
when you let her in the car and then you go around the back, see if she lean over, open the door.
yeah. That's actually that's one of them.
She never did
would
it.
lean
Bree
over.
never did it ever.
I
Nigga,
told
hurry
her
up.
about
Hurry
that
up and
shit
open
one
the
day.
door. I'm
She
ready
went
to
on
do
the whole tent. I'm
He
like,
did, because why do I gotta lean up? First off, just being transparent, I am a thick girl. Me leaning over, that's a lot. Like, my boobs get in the way of a lot of things, and your little middle console might block me trying to reach over there. So I'm looking
Especially if
crazy
you coming
trying
out
to.
the crab legs, huh?
Okay.
You really ain't doing nothing.
And then on top of with me opening the door, you gotta put a little force to like push it open so you can make sure it stay open. That's too
unlock
much.
it, sweetie. But cool.
Unlike your own though, it's called a remote, BB.
So that's 2.
That's 2.
And then the third one for me is if you talking to a young lady, right? And in a conversation, let's say you be like, I'm working late, I've been working, I've been doing a lot of shit, and it's like if you mention that you ain't ate shit, you just been working so hard, you ain't ate shit. If that young lady don't offer to either make you some food, Uber eat you some food, or just make sure you good, it's like that's a red flag.
Be baddies
But
bad.
think about
We're in competition with y'all now, huh?
No,
That's
Cody, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
think
I'm
about
with it,
it
though.
Let me break it down a little. So think about what I'm saying. The first one with the Vice President of the United States is just you being knowledgeable where what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
That's intellect, right?
Why you can't be like, hey, what was the weather today?
I bet you she know because she
I'm
outside
aware.
with it too.
Okay, I'm aware.
The second one
Please
is
put this
the
up.
second one.
This is insane.
The second one, as far as just opening the door, is just like, yo, as much as I care about being respectful and like treating you with respect, it's the same thing you care about to make sure I'm good too.
Safety,
Right?
security.
By a
Like-
car door?
It's chivalry, right? Chivalry go both ways.
Reciprocity, safety, security.
So now I gotta be shivering.
That goes both ways.
If somebody lying to me, somebody running after me,
But I feel like if somebody's running after you and I'm like, I'll fuck around, hop in the front seat,
But I'm
and
saying
we
it's
gonna
the-
drive,
it's-
you just gotta hop in the window.
The
As
last-
long as you in
but
there,
if-
we good. But I'm not stressing myself out
That's because
to open
but
a
you know,
door.
But you know what that is?
Physically reach over and go like
It
this.
ain't even about that. You know what it is? It's just simple about the little things about the attempt, even about the food part, right?
If it's locked, I'll press
Because
the
if
little
you say
button.
you hungry, right? If you say you hungry, the first thing you would want your guy to do to fix that, right?
I get that,
I'ma
but
be
doing
like-
it on purpose just to see if a woman is gonna respond in a manner that you want her to
I don't think
respond
you-
in.
I don't-
That's like I don't like. Don't be testing me.
But y'all do the
You
same
either gonna
thing.
like me for who I am. No, I don't. I'm either gonna like you for who you are, or we moving on. I don't have time to be. I got too many jobs to be out here trying to test you on what you know and what you don't know.
It's
not
about
testing.
being a man.
That's
It
not
is
the
a
test.
what's
It's
wrong
a
with
test.
growth though?
That ain't a test. It's more
I'm
so.
saying.
You bring it up. Just say, hey, I like when y'all having that first date after she done
wouldn't
pushed
say-
the door open so you can
I wouldn't
go
say
drive.
the first. I wouldn't say the first date.
But
if
after
you were,
y'all had that conversation on what you like in a woman, I like a woman that pay attention to my needs. If I tell you that I'm hungry, if I tell you that I worked all
No.
day, just if you offer to like give me some food or cook some dinner or meal prep for me,
I feel like you shouldn't even have to say that.
no, I don't personally.
y'all problem.
Personally, and I'm gonna let Chris go after this. Personally, I feel like when you dating the men and women, this is my advice to either one. I don't feel like you should tell a person directly what it is that you like and what you're looking for. I feel like for one, if y'all got chemistry and good conversations, it's automatically gonna come out, right?
Observation. I'm watching.
And if I like you, I'm listening to everything you're telling me.
Paying attention.
Sometimes
So-
people forget they don't exercise their
No,
memory
but that's
skills.
no, don't like this ain't the person that you need to be with. Cause listen, women and kids can be careless, not men, right? So as a man, I gotta always be on point. I gotta be on point to making sure your safety is good. I gotta be understanding who you are and what you like. You know what I'm saying? I have to be on point. So when I'm talking to you, I'm on point. I'm listening to you. I'm taking you out. I'm protecting you. I'm making sure you're safe. And these are all the things that I'm doing. Simple thing in return is like if I say like, yo, I'm hungry. That one little thing you can't be like as the lady. That's like if we to build a family together. That's why they say when a man come home from work, the food always on the table, right? Because I worked hard on. You already got that in your DNA. It's like, nah, you my man or you somebody I'm rocking with. I'm gonna make sure you eat.
I gotta ask you right now. 'Cause I can't hold it because this is going right into what I was going to ask y'all anyway. Where did you personally get that from?
Because please,
She blew. But I just meant in regards to
you used to sit
I meant
on
in
the
dating
porch
in general.
of the
Like,
uncle that stayed on your block while he
Where's the
drank his
influence?
40 and told you about
my influence from that.
Yeah, just in general, like knowing how to pay attention to a woman, knowing how to cater to a woman. The
He can
cute,
say his
the
big
social
cousins.
cute, huh?
Everything that I
My big
learned,
brother and his
everything that I
friends.
learned about women, like how to approach women, I learned from women. I never got advice from men about women.
That's a great answer. I was gonna say the same thing. I never had them type of conversations with my pops. It was always kind of like watching him or watching men that I respected in my community, or even just I told y'all yesterday on the phone. Like I watched Denzel Washington's my favorite actor, like dead or alive. So it wasn't like how he handled women in a movie. It's just how he carried himself, how he walked into a room or walk into a scene with confidence, how he measured his statements, the way that he talks to a woman versus the way that he talks to a man or an enemy or something like that. And in learning women, right, you learn a lot of it from women because you have to be observant. You can't be careless in terms of handling a woman. I had to learn how to differentiate the way I talk to my guys from the way I talk to a woman because I'll fall into like language. Oh, my nigga. Oh, you know what I'm saying? My homie, my dog. And a woman will be like, don't ever call me your dog to your friends ever again. Don't ever call me like your homegirl. Like, and that was something that I didn't know if it was right or wrong, but I had to hear it, like you said, from a woman in order to kind of like curate the way that I approach women in the future because you ain't gonna get no play if you coming off like that all the time. Or like you hear it all, you've heard the joke about somebody that's like on charge or on 10 all the time where they always hyper aggressive. And so a woman might feel unsafe in their presence. And it's not like they trying to do it on purpose. It's just, say somebody's institutionalized, for example, or they're coming home from the military and they're not socialized in that type of manner. Like, I don't really know how to interact with anybody that's a civilian at that point. You have to learn from other civilians how to move like a civilian. So I would take them lessons like, I'm learning how to treat women based on like, I ain't gonna front, like we noobs, so we had like the starter pack. I watched the Mac. I watched, you feel me?
Right.
How to be a player. All the stupid
Are you in
stuff.
a relationship?
Not no more. But I feel like if I wanted to be, if I put my effort into it, I definitely could be one. Because I'm a highly observant individual. Like so much so that it scares me sometimes. Like I'll sit back and interact with people just as like a social experiment. Like Cody said, just to kind of get a glimpse of where their mind is. Not even having to say much. Like I'll roll the ball out in the realm of conversation and just sit back and watch them.
Watch it.
And watch what it does to them. Watch what type of stimulus it has to them. Part of like when I have certain guests on the show, like I'm in a WNBA space now. Like I've learned how to kind of like move in that space because even though I'm a sports enthusiast and I've been around sports my whole life, some things are not just black and white when it comes to sport. You still have to communicate and the message is more important than the messenger sometimes. So I wanted to ask y'all, not just Cody, but the women in the room as well, like, where did you get your influence on how to be a woman? Like,
Yes, I got so many
your
jobs.
style, how you dress, how you talk.
I got too many jobs to be worried about being a woman.
That's crazy.
I feel like coming up, I was obsessed with Gabrielle Union.
Okay, that's a great influence.
Like she was that girl to me. She was literally like the blueprint. Like
I think you
she
said that
wasn't
before too.
Yeah, like she wasn't like extremely like girly or prissy, but she also was like feminine. Like she was versatile. She could play a lot of roles. She could play a grown ass woman. She could play a teenager in high school. Like I think my first introduction, from what I remember, could be to Play That Game. When she played
Connie Spaulding.
Yeah, and she was just like, she wasn't a girl's girl, but she was like, I'm my own girl. Like that was her character, and I feel like she always like just depicted so many different characters, and she did it like effortlessly. Is she my favorite actress? No. But as far as like just being a woman and like growing up and like things that I saw, I think I took a lot from being like just being like the homegirl, like just being cool as hell. Like I took a lot from Gabrielle Union.
Chris,
I
what
can
about
see
you,
that.
bro?
I can see that, Chris.
Me?
Michael Jordan.
His pop, I got it all from Daddy. I got it all from Pops.
I got it from Pops.
I got it from Pops for real.
Getting that from Pops is crazy.
No, I think most of like my style and like just my attitude come from like so much because my dad used to put me on like a lot of West Coast stuff like Snoop Dogg and like Ice Cube and them. And then like a bunch of funny movies too. So like I just love comedy. So I think I don't know. Cause I look up to a lot of people like in certain ways. Like I like Tyler the Creator. That's somebody I look up to. Like I'll look up to like somebody like a Mac Miller or like even Kendrick to a point. Or like I used to watch Jackass, Johnny Knoxville, and Bam Margera. I used to like.
I can see that from you.
You feel like I used to.
Definitely can see that.
I can't.
So like
I see that being an influence in your life.
I used to like just so much weird shit like skateboarding. I used to want to play soccer. I want to play basketball. My dad wanted to play football. I like music in general. So like it's so much going on in my head about the people that I like. That's why I dress differently sometimes. Like one day I'll wear this and the next day I'll wear some crazy shit. You feel me? Just because I'm like, I don't know. Because sometimes I feel like, man, I'm going to be a character today. Like I'm going to just dress up as some shit that I just like.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep. I think a lot of for me is probably my older brother. I had to think about it in depth. Like my older brother and my older cousin. Like those like my brother Ammo, shout out to him. When I say hands down, when it comes down to women,
Lay it flat.
that's probably the coldest I ever seen to do it in my life. I've never seen nobody do it like him. Probably the coldest.
Like just treating women right, or like just
Just messing with him, but he was like smooth with him, like little things, just like growing up, like not catcalling. You know what I'm saying? Or grabbing a woman by her hand when you introduce yourself to him. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like being respectful to him. Like he kind of taught me all that growing up, just watching him and just seeing it. You know what I mean? Like one thing he always told me, like, yo, if you see a woman walking down the street, she look good, that mean if you want to holler at her, that means it's probably been 10, 20 other people to holler at her that day. So the way you approach her, you don't approach her like somebody else did. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like be more respectful with it. So I think my brother was probably one of the most respectful person I ever seen with women. So I always want to be like him because it's like he was like the GOAT with it. Like,
sure.
The GOAT. Word. Like I could tell you stories off mic. But then like I said, a lot of it just came from like women. Like since a kid, I love being around girls. Like if you want my family or my guys, like I don't jail with a lot of dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? Like being a Newt was probably the first time I ever really like had to be around a bunch of dudes.
Right, I got you.
My friend list is always women because I like women and women gonna bring other women. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I wanted to pose a question to the
That's
women
his
in the
problem.
room
That's
as
my
well.
problem.
That's why I wanted to pose it because you say you learned so much from them. I'm trying to figure out where they learned it from.
I've learned a lot about men from my men friends. I would say
So
that.
we learned it from each other in a sense.
For sure. Like I legit have like men friend, like probably like 4 or 5 out of my life that's like real close friends, and just seeing like things that they go through, or like them being able to be open with me about how they feel about stuff. Cause you know y'all only be open with certain people. Y'all be open with y'all homie before y'all be open with y'all girlfriend sometimes. So like just being in
y'all
that.
violent.
Yeah, like just y'all violent.
Weaponize it.
Yeah, but being
We
in
get
that
soft.
space, and I'm being the friend where it's like you could tell me because I'm a girl, but I'm gonna give you the perspective of a girl, but I'm not gonna like yell at you or like talk at you or throw it at you because you're not my man. So
do they give you the game because they know like the dynamic is like this
because you don't listen. Go ahead.
Do they give you the game? Y'all is freaking frack, boy. Y'all probably got the same relative way up somewhere. Do they give you the game because they know like they can be safe with you? Like it's not the same dynamic as if they are with their women. They come to you and say, "Sis, let me holler at you about a situation that's going on with me and her."
Yeah.
Or if you had something going on and you wanted a male's perspective, you can go to them, and they might clown you a little bit. They might roast you a little bit, but they at the end of it, they're gonna give you what you need. Why you pointing at me? 'Cause that's you. That's the nature of the show. No. For real. And she be a good sport all the time about it, but I'm asking that because
I don't never clown Bree about her relationship with her guys.
A good point.
Please go ahead.
A lot of the time when I speak to women, I don't want to say that they don't feel safe. It's just a lot of times they feel lonely in their thoughts because they can't express how they feeling or what's going on with them and men in general.
But I also feel like that is because a lot of times we're very scared of the truth.
Women in general, you think?
Like
women or men?
Women. Like we don't want to. I mean, that could be for y'all too. I'm not a man, but a lot of times I feel like y'all would get more avoidant before the truth comes out, just so y'all don't have to face it. We're scared of the truth. Like, we don't even want to be in a situation where you can tell me that, like, I'm not feeling you no more, or I'm telling my homeboy about who I'm dating, and he like, yeah, do not for you, like, do rock with another girl, or he really don't like you, or he's using you for whatever you got. Like, we don't want to put ourselves in those situations. Like, we will all damn now. It could seem like we lonely in our thoughts. We will already know the answer in our head. We just don't want it to be reality.
Yeah, women lie to themselves all the time to make them do too.
I think I've even gotten like how to handle rejection
I think
from
majority women
other
do that,
influences too.
I think majority.
Because y'all handle rejection way. I mean, y'all put yourselves out there, so y'all handle way more rejection than we do.
We get because we approach y'all more. So we're used to
pursuing.
Yeah, we are used to that the rejection part of the game. But Bree, you can't. Bree, you know you be getting all the good advice and from a lot of all your guy friends. With
It depends. You know, you can't always take all. Just know, if y'all ain't never heard this, you can't always take all advice from all your friends, especially all the single ones.
me and her, when it comes down to relationship advice, I'll tell you just like this. Some of my best dates and some of my best dates and some of my best like women that I've dated and like navigating through like situations I got through them in recent time is because I hit like a Bree up first. Like I don't understand what's going on with me and Shorty, like how to do, because my man brain, like the man and woman, how we respond to certain things is different, right? And even though that I get women, I'm also a man, so sometimes I can be in man mode. So when I just receive that information from that young lady, I'm thinking like a man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially like when you working, you got shit going on. Y'all know me. Y'all work with me. I be so tunnel vision locked in. Sometimes I ain't even really stopping to think to take the social cues or this what's going on, how somebody feel, or actually breaking down what I just read through a text or what the young lady just said to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can honestly say that like my female homies, like I sit down and be like, okay, this is a situation with me and Shorty, like I would like to get another perspective. And then like I'll tell you like, yeah, she'll make it seem like, okay, all right, Cody, she's a girl. Like
simple as that.
Simple as that. She's a girl. Think about it like this. You thinking about it like this, think like that. And I think oftentimes as men, like we be in our way. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's vice versa for women. I see a lot of women be in their way, and like when my female friends call me, and I be like, "Gee, you tweaking? Like, like you literally just tweaking." He like a guy can tell you X, Y, Z what he's doing, and you thinking about it in your brain, trying to come up with some other shit. Just listen to him. You know what I'm saying?
So one shout out to y'all for being able to have that dialogue, because like a lot of times when you left up to your own devices, we're not talking to women. We going to our guys about a situation, because like you said, we mad or we in man mode, so. I'm not going to this person I had a problem with. Women the same way. They'll talk to their circle, and then you'll have a meeting of the minds at some point. So shout out to y'all for having that type of relationship. Shout out to Bree for giving you free therapy because she didn't charge you for them games.
Okay.
And you said you had some of the best. You didn't say it was like cool. You said it was some of the best experiences.
It was some of the best experiences. I'm not gonna sit here and stunt.
I had too many jobs.
I got I got a baby like my little sister. Like shout out to my little sisters and my little cousins. Like I would call them. Like and run things like the vice versa. They would call me and run plays run me. Like, yo, this is what this dude just did. This is what's going on. Like, what is this? You know what I mean? And it's like I'm gonna give you, you know what I'm saying, raw thoughts. And I think when you just talked about people being scared of the truth, I think that's what's really just missing in relationship these days. Like, you don't have nobody that you can thinking your raw thoughts, right? So I've dated women and I be in my raw thoughts, and once again, y'all, everybody in this room know me. Like, I can just literally be out loud talking to myself, and this is not what's finna happen. This is not what I'm finna do, but I trust y'all enough to, like, go through my raw thoughts with me so we can figure it out.
Right.
And don't judge me. Sometimes when you with your woman, you can say some shit, and she judging you off what you said. Now she throwing it back in your face later, and it's like, nah, sweet, I'm in my raw thoughts. I'm just trying to figure this shit out. And I think that's the relationship me and her got, me and like my sisters, people got, like we can be in our raw thoughts with each other. And once the conversation's over, it's like I'm not even really going too deep of what she said or how she said it, even if she even treated me like she's just trying to get this shit out. Mm-hmm. And that's my job as a friend, to be there to help her get it out, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
You got that from your brother too?
I got that from going to therapy.
Oh damn! Look at you.
Yeah. Therapy was that was the first time I was able to just sit there in my raw thought and nobody judge you. And it's like, damn, I can just sit here and get all this shit out. And once you getting that shit out, she not judging you. She throwing a little, okay, you ain't think about this, and you get you to thinking, and you be like, okay, cool. You feel comfortable.
Is your therapist a baddie? She fine?
Nah, she's a black woman though. I had to get a black therapist.
But she not fine.
Talking about
Not
nah.
fine.
I feel like if I would have got, I feel like if I would have went to therapy for somebody's fine, I would have been on my Mike Lowry shit.
She let right. That's exactly what you in my head. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like I wonder, she let him get it all out.
Y'all need to chill.
I actually went into therapy on thinking like that. That's how toxic I was in mine. Like I want me a
Thinking
little,
that she might be fine.
yeah, try to get me. I want to be. Everybody say bad boys too.
Yes, but no.
That's why you needed it. Huh? Therapy. That's a
why
crazy
you
thought.
needed therapy.
That's a crazy thought.
That's dope though.
From an older woman named Glenda.
Miss Trinidad.
Nah, my therapist, she was cool though. But I think just to transition, I think everybody needs somebody in their life that they can go through their raw thoughts with and not be judged.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, so
Well said, bro.
all right, moving on. That was deep. We want to go into something light or something fun.
Let's talk about that. That Breezy.
The Billboard.
That Billboard. Get Up Anthems.
The Get Up Anthems. I don't even have the list. Let me pull this up.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, cool.
I do.
What's
What's the list? Put the list
All
up.
right, so Billboard sat down with Twista,
Vic Mensa.
Vic Mensa, Dreezy, and it's like one of their writers from their team, and Roxy from 106 in Park. I didn't know that was her for a minute. I had to like look at the credits.
I like that they used Roxy. Well, they used her for the series, but I like that she did it because, Roxy used to do radio in Chicago.
Did she?
Yeah, she used to be the midday mommy, Roxy D.
Power 92.
Okay.
Really?
No one in the streets.
That's crazy.
The hip hop R&B. Shout out to Power 92.
You
But
always showing how young you are, bro.
I
Always.
was when I seen her, she was on 106, and I was like 2005, 2006. I was like,
What, elementary school?
yeah, I was like,
Shorty.
yeah. I was
That don't mean you don't remember.
Elementary.
It's kids that know.
like
be
on the radio. I
right now.
didn't know she was on the radio though.
But then the times when she been on the radio, you would have technically been in school. So.
Yeah. By the time I got, I was listening to Young Jeezy.
Yeah.
So they all sat down and talked about what now?
But yeah, so they sat down and talked about the top 10 Get Up anthems for Chicago. The list goes. I'm gonna start. Let's start from the top or the bottom.
Start bottom to top.
How many is it? 10?
It's
Yeah,
10.
it's 10.
So they
And they
picked
had-
like 15 out
had
of a bowl.
15.
And out of that 15, they picked like honorable mentions. But then initially, they only had to go with 10.
All right, so number 11 because they tied number 6. So number 11 is Kill Shit.
I'll give
Or number 10 is Kill Shit.
We doing 10?
Yeah, it's
10.
10, but they had 11. So 10 is Kill Shit.
10 kids definitely on that list.
9 is This Is What You Want. This Ain't What You Want by Lil Durk.
Yeah.
8 Percolator.
Okay.
7 was Kick Push by Lupe Fiasco.
No.
And tied for 6 was No Problems with Chance and The Light with Common.
It was tied.
Number 5 was Hey by
Crucial Conflict?
Crucial Conflict.
I'll give you that.
4 Pope Pimp.
I love Pope Pimp personally, but that's not like a generational song.
That's number 4.
I recognize Do You over Pope Pimp for real.
3 was All Falls Down, Kanye. 2 Don't Like, and number 1 was Overnight Celebrity. And the honorable mentions were the DJ, the Casper Slide, Through the Wire, Spenza, Wifer, and then Vic Mensa, You Mad.
No Finito?
No finito. So
No
I
finito
think
on this list.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
no, this is why we're here.
I'm gonna keep my comments very open.
This is why we're here. And a lot of people have been having a lot of different platforms have been having this conversation. I think it's interesting, like the songs that we tend to forget or the songs that even the songs that they went back to back about, because with them, when it came to Kanye, it was Through the Wire or what they picked, All Falls Down? It was either Through the Wire or All Falls Down, which I feel like neither one of them is like the Get Up Kanye anthem
At
for
all.
Chicago.
At all.
It would if you do Kanye, you have to do slow jams. That's probably I would put slow jams over all that. I would do definitely slow jams. Definitely Yeah, got a fucking catalog.
Finito, because I was like,
I would have picked Finito over Don't Like, but I do understand. I feel like the only
impact
reason
of
why
Don't Like.
they
Don't
probably
Like-
picked Don't Like is because of the remix.
Don't Like is not a Chicago anthem.
If I had to pick a Kanye song, is Wait Till I Get My Money Right. Is
Wow. Wait till-
That
What's the name of the
would have
song?
been the song.
I was-
Wait
I-
Till I
that's
Get
why I
My
said-
Money
that's why I
Right.
was frozen.
What
I was
is
trying
the
to
name of the
remember
song?
the actual
Can't Tell Me
Can't Tell
Nothing.
Me
can't tell me
nothing.
nothing.
Can't tell me nothing.
Because even when I was talking about this morning, everybody was like, da, da, like nobody knew.
What, they was like, what?
See, because they was
Yeah, I would say
there's like the whole list could be Kanye if you want to be real.
I would say
The
that's
whole list could be Kanye.
I would say for Ye is going to be overnight.
Overnight.
Not overnight celebrity should not be on there. I think Slow Jam should be on there because
Slow Jam
that
should have been on
Slow
there.
Jam.
And
should-
Jenny
I
Slow
would have
Jam.
gave it Slow
And
Jam.
with Twister,
over-
yeah, Slow Jam should be on there. Can't Tell Me Nothing should be on there.
Homecoming.
I wouldn't say Homecoming is an anthem. Finito is definitely number one anthem.
It has to be 1 and 2 for real. You know what I'm saying?
But also, do people turn up to Finito how we turn up to Finito?
You can play the first 3 seconds of Finito, and wherever you at, a crowd, a party, the whole crowd is gonna sing it word for word for word.
Have you seen the festival?
Because that's why I was saying I would have picked Finito over Don't Like. But then I was thinking maybe they going more a commercial route. But I would have even picked Hey in the middle of
That's
the
definitely in the top
bar.
10.
I was thinking it was
That's like
like
top 5.
commercial billboard.
I would have put that
Hey.
over Po Pimpin'.
I wouldn't even put Hey in the middle of the barn. I would put Hoochie Coochie everything. It's all that's my
No women on the list?
See,
rodeo. That's
No women on the
no
list.
women.
So no Brad,
No
Sean.
Brad.
Brad
no
ain't, they don't got
Shauna.
one. Shauna don't got
Shauna
one.
don't
I
got
was
one.
trying
Even
to
with-
see.
Y'all getting some head?
Getting some head is
It's not. I'm gonna be honest.
mention
And I
at
love
least.
Shauna. And please don't clip this up. But if we do,
clip
I
this
love Shauna. But Getting Some Head was a better record because Lil Wayne hopped on it on Dedication
Oh,
2.
dedication too.
Yes, that put that put.
no.
Superhead.
That's hard.
What's good?
I'm with you.
No.
Like Wayne made
It
that
was
record.
better, but I don't think that like.
It took it over the top.
Damn, no women.
I
Huh?
don't think so. I would have gave Shauna honorable
really trying to
mention though.
think.
I would have gave it to Getting
Like,
Some
what
Head.
song?
Getting Some Head don't even get
Okay.
played no more.
But
Pop
definitely,
out.
yes, it do.
Oh, yeah, she had to get
It get played right before you play Trina in the club. Right before you play, I got an ass so big like a sun. You could definitely
True.
play Getting
It
Some
goes
Head
right
up
with
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
So
can
see,
see-
they reason there.
I say if you want to do that, you can get Shauna.
It might not be the strongest argument, but they got no argument. I'm just surprised.
It's
there's no
an
women at
argument
all.
for it. I give
There's
you that.
no women at all.
So-
They ain't even push out Connor.
They reasoning for
And we
this.
talking about anthems or like top 10 like Chicago songs.
What is
We
what-
talking
wait,
about Anthems.
So this
think
is what
it's Anthems,
this
bro.
is what they
Because
said.
I would say that Tink, treat me like somebody. That's
That's
one
a
of
good
them.
argument too. Yeah.
3-piece. Ooh.
sure.
Like we
I
talking
wanna
about
put
some
3-piece
record.
on there.
And of course, you know,
Tink, yes.
you know
You want
that.
to put 3-piece on
I
there?
want to put 3-piece on there.
And I think that you.
And I'm from out west, but if we think it worldwide, like these are Chicago get up anthems because when you hear it, even if you're not
What's
from
the criteria-
Chicago,
what's the criteria?
you know that it's Chicago.
It's the criteria. If here at the crib, if you hit this record, you know it's gonna go up, or is it for people that's
Well, the criteria-
It's
criteria
no
was
matter where
different.
you hear it, you hear Chicago. You know this is a Chicago song.
So
Okay.
we also
It's
got
like
we
making
also
it
got to keep in
regional.
mind that when they was talking to Billboard, like they ain't say nothing about dog songs. Like we can't talk about bro for real. But like,
R. Kelly.
Yeah,
I'ma say it every time.
like
Because I ain't gonna lie, R. Kelly can have a whole list.
you can't say you can't
I
say
put
nothing
Ignition
about
on my
dog
list.
Ignition is on there
like,
in the remix.
You put Ignition on your list?
I
That's
put
gross.
Ignition
I love
on
that
there.
for you, Chris.
It's missing. Like that's the only thing. I'll give R. Kelly some credit. All right, Ignition should at least been on there.
Ignition,
'Cause-
yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
But I
I've
knew they
never
wasn't. They were
heard
not gonna
this
mention
big
Kelly.
message.
it's
They
just
probably,
it's interesting that they didn't because
They
look who
probably
they
put
sat
it in
down
the
and talked with
contract.
though. It wasn't like they was just talking to people that just popped up out of nowhere. They talking to Twister, they talking to Dreezy, they talking. You know what I'm saying? Like they talking-
situations like that make me believe they had a disclaimer, like you cannot
well,
mention
I
R.
feel like-
Kelly.
I
I feel
also
like-
was about to say something, but I didn't. I
I
got.
feel like my thing with the list was they gave. I think Dreezy and them. I think they was giving Twisted a lot more like leeway to be like, oh yeah, put your group on there. Like you can go number one Twister.
Get it
I
red
love
on
Twister.
there?
I love
Like,
Twister.
I love Twister, but Twister overnight celebrity. It would have been Slow Jams over overnight celebrity.
I would've picked
and
a
that
different
probably would have
Twister
been
song.
like
No, get it wet. Well, that's too old.
that might be too old.
Get His Wet is top 20.
Might be too old.
It definitely top
Especially
20.
the female part, like.
Cause I don't even.
We got some records. I
But
ain't gonna lie. The crib got some
this
records.
ain't for Dirk. I would have put L's.
Me too.
Over
I would
this
have
ain't
put
what you
L's.
want.
I'll put L's. Or like
That's
Bang
just
Bro. I would have put Bang Bro.
Or Bang Bros, for real. That would have been
Dirk,
a better.
I would've picked- yeah, either one of them over This Ain't What You Want.
Bang Bro. Like the Bang Bros still go hard.
Bang Bros still go hard.
L's ain't really.
Ain't
You said
nobody
Spenzo was on the
playing.
list?
yeah, Spenzo was
Spenzo.
also mentioned, but like
No Louis?
White
No
foot should have been
No
a
King
B.O.
Louis. They mentioned that
B.O.N.
it wasn't no King Louis on there though.
B.O.N.
They didn't mention King
Like that's what
Louis.
I'm saying. That when you.
B.O.N. for
So
sure.
I'm.
a few
And
people
so
on that
to be
list.
honest with you, right? Because I remember when Herb did this on Complex brackets, like he was breaking down like Chicago songs and shit, like anthems and like top Chicago records. And B.O.N. was one of them records, and he don't nobody kill me for this.
speak your mind, speak your piece.
I feel like Billboard, shout out to the people that they had. But if you're gonna have people up there speaking for the crib, you gotta have people up there speaking for the crib that's actually still within the crib elk. Not in the field.
Don't.
You know what I'm saying? And this is no shade to nobody.
Wait.
Like Vic is Vic be
Vic is
every
coming
day.
back.
Vic
Vic
be
is
around.
gone. Vic been gone for a minute. I love Vic. Vic is
When
coming.
you say Vic been gone for a minute, what exactly
Vic
do you
was
mean
gone-
Vic has
Vic-
been gone?
Dreezy been there.
Vic took a nice little hiatus from Chicago. He started doing Dreezy like, and these are people I love. So it's like,
But does that mean that that during that time that you speak of, does that mean that they're not still connected to the crib? Because you got people like
That's
Polo G that co-sign the next hot little nigga that's coming up in Chicago because he still got an ear to the street.
but Polo still has a presence here. Polo lives in L.A., but Polo presence is still felt in Chicago. Same thing with G Herbo. G Herbo don't live here, but his presence is still felt. So it's a difference between you being from Chicago, you move away, and then nobody feel you. You're not connected. But some of these people have presence here. Polo G flies out here just to get his hair cut by one of the guys.
That's crazy.
And music,
know what I'm saying?
the formula for music is always the same. It starts where you at,
Yeah.
and then it bubbles and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You don't come out the gate with a national hit. You gotta, if you work a record in your hood, in your community, in your area, and then it takes off, that's when people know you. Like Kanye is a unicorn for us. You feel me? Like Kels is a unicorn because they had larger than life.
And I'm not
Sorry.
talking. And I want to make the disclosure. I'm not talking about the music that a Dreezy or Vic Mensa make.
It's just the presence.
I'm talking about their presence, and I'm talking about the fact that like you have to be in the clubs to know like this, or go to the barbecues,
This how I
or
make
go
you
to the
So
picnics.
who would you have
Yeah,
put?
who'd you put on the panel then?
3 people
I had to pick 3 artists that could be like, yo,
that are like still like touchable.
Herb
Don't
would have
put
been-
Kanye on there.
I would have
Don't
put Herb. I
sure.
would have put Herb up there. I would have put Chance up there.
The third.
The third, I would have put Herb. I would have put Chance. The third one would have been tough. Because you probably got to put a young lady up there, right?
You gotta put an old head up there.
Or a hip hop journalist.
You need.
That's been studying.
That's what they had. They had one hip hop journalist and the rest.
talk
of
to
I would
these
put
people.
Andrew up there.
Andrew Barber.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't put Andrew Barber.
No.
What?
I wouldn't put Barber because
We talking about artists though.
because I love Andrew, but we're talking about
You got
Andrew
Herb-
is a hip hop
Herb
historian,
Chance.
right? There's probably not too many people in the rack that represent Chicago that can understand hip hop like Andrew Barber.
But that's why I would put him up there.
But I wouldn't put him up there because when we're talking about, okay, it's a difference between knowing what was a hot record or
And
knowing
coming up
in the culture and knowing like when this record come on, what
When
it's
it's
going,
flooded.
Yeah.
what it's
It
gonna
happened.
do.
Yeah.
Prime example, we at at Dre wedding, right? I'm the DJ. We like, yo, play beat without bass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that come up in that era know when that song come on.
Okay, my leather so
like,
soft.
we know what that's gonna do. If you ain't from the culture, certain things you just not gonna know what it's gonna do. Ooh, I come on at the end of the night. You know what that song gonna do.
Bree, what it used to do when it came on?
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get back to the
Certain,
question.
like I'm saying, certain records. Like
It's time to leave
if
the
you from the
club.
culture,
Players ball went crazy, right?
Okay.
if you from the culture, you know what like certain records is going to do when they come on, no matter
sure.
where you at. You know what I'm saying? And I would say for somebody like Drew, and like I said once again, disclaimer, I love Drew. I don't think Drew is in the culture. You're not seeing Drew at the barbecues. He's not at the kickback, so he wouldn't know like what he'd just give you big records, right? The big famous records.
Okay.
I think he.
So who would you put on there?
Maybe a
He from
DJ.
Chicago, huh?
Maybe a DJ.
I would've put Ferris up there.
I'll put Ferris
I would
up
have put
there.
Ferris. I'll get Ferris.
Yeah, I'll put Ferris up
Or
there.
Naphis, something like that.
Yeah, give us a DJ.
I think it's a good mix. A DJ, a artist, a journalist.
Yeah, I'll put Ferris up
I
there.
think that'd be a good
Ferris,
mix.
Herb, and Chance.
Yeah,
If you had to pick a woman, who would you put up there?
that still has.
I think they got it right. They got Dreezy. Dreezy cool. I think
I wouldn't put Dreezy on under the circumstances.
Or Tink.
I don't put Tink up
I wouldn't put Tink up.
It's all. This whole list is a lot of hip hop.
It is. So you gotta have
So-
somebody that's kind of knowledgeable and, like he said, has a presence.
I would have put a really person.
I would
would've
put Tifa up there.
I'll put you up there. I would have put a Mayha up there. I would have put yeah. If we talking about a female, I would have put as a radio personality journalist. I would have put y'all up there because hands down, there's probably no one more on the personality side on a larger level. And I mean the Kiki too, but me from who I know personally, y'all are entrenched in the culture heavy. You and me have probably entrenched in the culture heavy, so y'all know these records, y'all know what's going on.
I appreciate that. I would have put Tifa up there because Tifa spent time doing both. She's a radio personality and she's actually still an active female artist. Like she still perform and she
did work with the kids, so
yeah,
she know what the kids like. So Tifa too.
I think Tifa would be perfect. I would put Tifa up there.
Billboard, come holler at us next time y'all
Okay.
do that, man. Don't just jump out the window and drive.
And this
without
is
no seatbelt.
like I said, this is no disrespect
I like the list that they came up with.
to the
like,
homies or the
yeah.
music that made the list, but sometimes it's like
I like the list.
when you make
I like the
lists
list.
and when you
The
make
list
this
is
type
cool.
of
For
shit,
what they had, I think they did good.
It feels safe. I like the list too, but
half those songs people in Chicago don't even play no more.
I'm gonna be honest.
If you go to a Chicago kickback or Chicago barbecue, half the songs on the list won't even get played.
Oh, I'm gonna hear Hey in the middle
I'ma
of the
be
bar.
honest
You
with
Out
y'all.
west.
you gonna hear Hey in the middle of the ball
You
depending
gonna
on
hear
where you at.
Percolator. You not gonna hear Kick Push.
You're not gonna hit Kick
I've
Push.
never heard Po Pimp. I've never heard Hey.
No problems.
homework or something.
Festival season, people still go up.
No problems.
No problems. Yeah.
No problems by chance. That's in that top 15, 20-ish.
Yeah.
That's like top. Like, we talking about like a.
If we're talking about all Chicago records, we talking about what is the anthem? What is the anthem? Let's get the criteria for an anthem. Everybody, then that 90% of the room know it.
Word for word.
As soon as the beat
As
comes
soon as
on,
it hit, you already know what.
You already know what the energy is going. The energy is going to change the shift of the party.
Top 15, top 20.
What's up? What else we need?
That's like a top.
Even if it started off local, you could play it anywhere in the country now.
that's
That's a
one of
top
the things
10.
too.
And
Even
you know
if
it's
it
gonna have the
didn't
same
chart,
energy.
even if it didn't chart, you could still play it in other markets and they know it. That's one thing because I watched the version that they had in Atlanta. I feel like that was the big difference that I saw in Chicago's version and Atlanta's version.
broke
A
a
lot
lot
of
of big
Atlanta's version were like chart toppers.
Yeah, they broke a lot
Ours
of
was
that.
just like in the streets. Everybody rock with it, no matter where you was in
because
the,
we don't
in the
got a lot
nation.
of. We don't got a
I
lot.
wouldn't
of
say for us. I don't say chart topper because you did top it.
A lot of the ones
Then
that
you
they
have
put
to
on there
put-
didn't even hit the chart.
Then you have to put like
That's 'cause
Lupe
we have like
and up there. But
yeah,
if we
I
talking
agree with
about
that.
people that if they play this, 90% of the room gonna know it, and the energy is gonna change soon as the beat drop. I
So
would
ours
put
is-
Kick
ours
Push
is
up
a
there.
little different, bro, because ours is like a little bit more critically acclaimed. Like
It's
you
just
know
cultural.
When like the next episode comes on, you know what that's gonna do anywhere. Like Dre and Snoop. When 50 Cent, name anything in the club.
That ain't
what
gonna.
up,
That's
gangsta?
not gonna do nothing everywhere though.
Which one?
The next episode, like one thing about the West Coast music, bro. Like the West Coast, you can go to a party out west, and like in the West Coast of LA, and they can just play nothing but LA songs, and the party will be a vibe
That's
to
what
them.
I'm saying. Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
critical acclaim. It's regional acclaim.
They got a regional sound out there. New York, kind of similar. Like the East Coast, East Coast play rap in the club.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
They play like
the
real
Kids,
They play that
yeah.
real big. They play that type of shit in the club. Chicago, we don't really do that. You know what I'm saying?
Our music culture is based on house music too, though. Like
And we dance a
it's
lot.
not just-
Everything got
it's
a
not just
dance
gangsta
to
rap.
it. Everything got a sign that you throw up to it. Like it's a lot of culture within our
mean,
music. That's
I
why
feel
we
like
don't have as
Chicago-
many chop chart.
Right. So if you
Same
take
thing.
if you take the chop chart and shit out of it, the time for the percolator gonna get soon as that drop, that's gonna get
Everybody
everybody.
in the world know about the percolate.
You know what I'm saying? You talk about shit on that Kick Push, do not deserve to be on that list. I love Kick Push, but Kick Push don't deserve to be on
I
that
agree.
list.
I agree.
No problems. Like I said, if I have to sit down all the songs, no problem would definitely be in that top 15, 2015. I don't know where it ranks though. 'Cause I got to get all the songs in front of me. Hey, Kusha Conflict got 2. They got Hey and they got Uchi Coochie Everything.
That's where at in the list.
That's on the top 20.
Have you heard Hey before?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? I think
I'm
you'll
just-
like it
I'm
when you
trying
hear
to-
it.
That's one of them. That actually was a charting song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we talk about charting, like that's
Every
the chart.
time and that came out when we was like little itty bitty. Still now it charts. I don't know, bro. Whenever I hear that,
that's the top 20.
Look, she ain't even had no.
That's not a top 20. That's a top 10.
Right.
It's in the top
That's
20.
another one they play in like festivals. And
Yeah.
once they drop it, like it goes
You can hear
crazy.
it in a movie. You can hear
Yes.
it in the store. You can hear it at a festival, and it's gonna give you the same type of energy
I
if
was
you're in the
telling
right
you.
mindset.
I'm telling y'all, Kanye got a good. He can make a top 20 list
can
all
make
by
his
himself.
own.
Top
Because you
10.
could do with
All-
Kanye,
the whole list could be top
you could
10,
then do
Kanye.
Father Stretch My Hands. That beautiful morning.
People, I saw
That's in the same category.
Corner
No
Convo
problem.
was saying they would have picked Jesus Walks over.
No.
Y'all just don't love Jesus. Like, damn.
I don't know about
Get up. Ain't nobody singing
That
Jesus
song probably
Walks.
got a lot of men through some hard times.
I don't know about Jesus
Walks.
Walks.
To
Ain't
Jesus
nobody
they
blasting
ever done
Jesus
rap.
Walks in the club, man.
They were
I
saying
know
Jesus Walks should have been
hardcore
on there.
gangsters that could tell you like when they heard "Wait Till I Get My Money Right" behind bars, like it do the same thing to them as if we was out at a concert at Lava or something like that.
That should have been on there for
It
sure.
definitely should have been.
Jesus Walk is a top 10 Chicago song of all time. But we're talking about anthems, like it's depending like that. Cause you I want to put it as a because what are we talking about when we say because kill shit is top kill shit is if we talk about Chicago, kill shit is like a top 5.
No, for sure. If we talking about real Chicago, kill shit.
Kill shit is a top 5. Finito is 1. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't like Do or Die got some records, got some top Chicago records, but is it an anthem?
So, are you satisfied with the list though?
No. That list was mid.
I like the list. Do I think they did an amazing job for what they had? I think they did a great job.
Yeah.
Would you say
Because
the
they
honorable-
didn't get to just suggest some. They had like a bowl of.
Oh, so the people that
It was like 15
Billboard
songs.
So Billboard
Picked 15 songs.
So
So
Billboard
they had to pick from those 15.
So
So I
Bill-
think they did a great job at that.
So basically, what Billboard probably did was just pick records that did some
that had some traction
with Billboard.
Yeah, and the only thing I probably would not have put Comment on there, but
So now we having two different conversations.
But all right, so
Because Common don't get no play at the crib.
That's fucked up.
Except for like the corner.
He don't.
But no, they reasoning for the Get Up anthem, like, cause I'm thinking it's like turn up music, right? And I read the description, it was more like inspirational and regional, like something that inspired and
ain't nothing about hate in the middle of the bar.
Wait till I get my money
right.
Ain't no more inspiration than that.
Hey,
For real.
you
I
ain't-
had
you
a
ain't
dream.
wrong. You ain't
Like,
wrong.
For
what?
real, dog.
But that's all.
Yeah, he snapped with that shit.
Yeah, damn.
Ye was
I'm finna go
also
play
different.
some
Imagine
Kanye
making
on the way
that.
home.
Imagine being in the studio, having all your knobs turned up.
Gotcha.
But that's
Knowing
a-
it's gonna be a hit before it's actually a hit.
But that's a
He knew that.
Chicago. That's a Chicago thing though. Like Chicago meant like we don't do shit unless our money right. If
That's
our bread
why
front,
it hit
He's
so
speaking-
that's why it hit so hard.
He hit right. He knew exactly where he could hit you at.
Yeah.
That's for everybody though.
Kanye
That's,
did his
Nah, if you talk to like if you ever
bread.
sit down with like your uncles or like something like OGs, they'll tell you like, man, they'll hit you with it, man. My money funny right now. I gotta get my paper. Like that's gonna be the deciding factor if we do anything.
What you
We
gonna
can
do?
have 10,000 in our hand right now, but if we got if it costs 11, we not gonna risk that 10 with our money
You
in
hear in
right.
the background.
I gotta get my money right. You know what I'm saying? So nah, yeah, he hit it right on the head with that one.
No, I think they did a good job with the list that they had.
Yeah, shout out to Billboard.
Shout out to Billboard, man, and shout out to everybody that was on the panel. Excuse my language for being. Excuse my raw thoughts.
You did a good job.
That's my raw throws, dog.
No, for sure,
Wait for somebody to cuss us out in the comments when this clip come out.
bro. I didn't listen.
What else we got?
I was gonna say something. I was literally gonna say something. Bro, I'm gonna tell you like this, G. For me, from now on, after the L's I done just took, bro, I'm not worried about how nobody feels. Nobody give a fuck about this.
I like that for you.
Like, yo, I'm gonna say what I say. I'm gonna say it respectfully. This is my opinion. And if you want to say something about me, approach me respectfully. But like, do I supposed to care? Walk around? Oh, you not gonna fuck with me no more, bro? I just lost my mom and my daddy, bro. I don't give a fuck about you not fucking with me no more, bro.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why you gonna win.
1,000%.
Like, what are we talking about?
Okay.
People that care too much about.
Yeah, a relationship with a nigga in Chicago. Like come on now. You ain't paying me no M's. Who the fuck out the way?
Who paying you M's?
None of these motherfuckers. So I really don't give a fuck about what they got to say. Like I said, my opinion. Like,
Okay, what else we got?
we talked about where your influence come from. Y'all want to talk about the Bucket Boys, or you want to talk about Big Sean album?
I don't want to talk about Big Sean album.
Me neither.
Got music out, huh?
Bucket Boys it is.
Bucket Boys it is.
So this guy named Robert something, we're gonna call him Robert. So Robert does this thing on TikTok where he go to different cities and claim he don't have no money. He be like, I can't leave here until I make X amount, like until he can make enough money to buy a flight home. So he came to Chicago. He's a musician, so he plays the guitar and he sings. So he came to Chicago and he does like day one, I'm in Chicago, $0. I can't leave until I make some money. So he tried to see how much it costs. Like, is there a cost or anything, like restrictions to be a street performer? Unfortunately, his first pick on day one was right in front of the museum where the Bucket Boys play. He saw them over there, so then he's like, okay, let me look up the laws. It said, first come, first serve. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. It's just whoever comes to the spot first gets it. He goes out there early in the morning, starts playing his little guitar and singing his songs, making his little dollars. And the Bucket Boys come out there when they usually come out there, and yeah, they packing guitars up. You gotta get the fuck out of here. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing none of that up here. He calls the police on the Bucket Boys. So the Bucket Boys police tell the Bucket Boys they gotta leave. They leave. When they homies pull up, he said he pulled up in a black Cadillac, rolled down the window on some like, all right, bro, like this your last time, you gotta go. And he said that scared him, so he packed it up and left. And he's been picking smarter places, Wrigleyville.
He's still out here?
He's
He's still here, so he ain't made no money is what you saying.
He's still here. It's day 6, y'all. I've been keeping up with this man.
I feel like that's good marketing for him, though.
It's great marketing for him. And then you see how much money he make. Like, he went outside the big Starbucks. So he been picking way smarter places. Like the big Starbucks, ain't nobody out there. He made like $200 there. He went outside of Wrigley Field. Huh?
He ain't got enough for a flight?
No, because he said because of Labor Day, the flights went up.
Got your ass.
Bro,
Yeah.
the
flights went up.
So he been sleeping.
He also, and that's the thing, that's what's keeping him here, because Chicago expensive. So you make $200, you probably gotta spend like $70 for a hotel room. Then you gotta spend another $20 for you to
go on
eat.
Stony, the spot on Stony feeling low.
Ain't nobody finna go on no Stony. He couldn't survive the Bucket Boys. He definitely ain't finna go on no Stony and get a hotel
his
room.
guitar, all that, the money, everything.
I know the spot you talking about across from McKee's.
The spot on the motel on Stony.
He not going over that, G. Like,
or the one across from O Block, they cheaper.
no. Anyway, but yeah. So
Hey, quick question: would you go to an Airbnb at Parkway?
You crazy?
Why is that a question?
Let somebody on Parkway put their Airbnb.
No.
What's going on that weekend? What's in the city? What's going on? It got to be.
If it's All-Star weekend
Sheesh.
and everything is sold out and I don't got no homies here,
And somebody put an Airbnb.
and somebody say, Bree, I got you an interview with Beyonce, but you gotta come like tonight, and this is the only place you can stay. I'll stay.
That's
You going by yourself?
Yeah, I'll go by myself.
Oh, man.
okay.
You must really love Beyonce or something like
That's
that.
crazy. But no, dude ass wild as hell. Like
Bogus.
But yeah, so people were saying that they were wrong for like packing his stuff up, and like technically the rules are it's first come first serve. So people in his comments were saying that the Bucket Boys was wrong, but Chicago people was saying like they wasn't wrong for like packing his stuff up. Like you see that's their territory. You could pick any other place in the city.
They wasn't wrong. Number
I don't
one,
think they wrong either.
They was wrong.
they was not wrong.
It was wrong.
And then, because number one, he ain't do no politicking to see who, like, I hate to say it like this, but whose corner this is.
He saw it.
You about to prove my point with everything you said.
Not only that, but anybody knows who the Bucket Boys are. Mm-hmm. The only people that don't know it are the people that's unfamiliar with the city. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, how you even find out about this area where you can perform at? You had to have known it. It ain't just like, oh, I picked this spot out of nowhere. You had to have either seen somebody performing at this spot, or you have heard that somebody was performing at this spot, and it's a good spot to perform and get money at. 9 times out of 10, if you've seen people performing and getting attention, it's the Bucket Boys. So for you to disregard, like, I don't even know what to call it for real, but
I feel like if you were gonna look up what times or if there were any specific rules, you should have did a little bit more research.
So there's not gonna be no research that you can find of what person is outside playing music at this certain time of the day. That's not gonna be on the city's manifesto log somewhere right there. So let's start there. Also, let's go back to what Chris just said. This corner, this block, that's the same mentality that we got when we be like, yo, this our hood and this our block, but we don't own that shit. The Bucket Boys don't own that shit. The regulation says that you have to be here before, I think it said before 6 or 7 or 8, some certain time, first come, first serve. The Bucket Boys do not own it. Granted, that's been a spot for years. But if I get here first, legally by law, I should be able to play here, right? So I think the Bucket Boys. I think the Bucket Boys was wrong for how they handled that situation, right? That's just somebody just beat y'all at y'all own game of law. That's just what we get. Once at some point in time, and it's just me playing devil's advocate. We got to start teaching our young people the law, the rules and regulations, not the way we want it to be, the way we can, the ones that's actually set in stone. This is America's made off law. You can do anything you want to do if you do it within the law.
So why did he move then?
He moved because he moved by force.
He got threatened.
He called
the police. The police told him to leave, and then he got threatened by one of their homies. So then he really
if the law is on his side, and I'm not preaching violence. I'm not preaching like we can't coexist with one another. If the law is on his side, he shouldn't have moved. It don't matter how many people come threaten you. How many people said whatever they said?
This is also Chicago. And you could tell that boy was scared.
You and I are speaking the same language. We thinking the same thing. But if he felt that brazen to come into unfamiliar territory,
when you keep
saying territory. We talking about downtown Chicago.
He's saying unfamiliar territory, like you just going to a new place.
He's going to
a new place. Exactly.
To put on a publicity stunt.
You put on your publicity stunt, but by law, I'm protected to do this. Now, your reaction ain't do nothing but just clouded me up and then got me more money for what I'm going to do for one. So he just won in that situation. But if we're talking about the Bucket Boys tweet, my thing is the same thing when you run on that camera rant, right? When you have a platform, when you see somebody going like how they doing, our young men got to understand, like, yo, your reaction sometimes could be handled different and could have been applauded if they would have been like, all right, so that's the law. Cool, you got it today. You got it today. That was clear as everybody is seeing, like, yo, then I got threatened by a black dude pulling up in a truck in Chicago. Like, that's feeding a narrative. So I definitely feel like the Bucket Boys handled that wrong.
The video I saw, or the clip I saw, I didn't see any of that dialogue.
I'm just going out what she said. I told y'all at the beginning of this show, I didn't do no research on shit. So we just
So
yeah.
The video,
they didn't like beat his ass or nothing. They was just like packing up his stuff. Like, you have to move. Like, this is where we been.
So
like,
how do we? But because I don't know if it's multiple videos, but the one I saw, we don't see that dialogue. The one I saw is straight to them throwing his stuff in the street. So how do we know that conversation wasn't being had? Like, hey, bro, this is our usual spot. This and that, like,
and he probably was like, "Well, I'm not going nowhere." That's probably why he caught the police, though.
Yeah, he ain't moving. By law, my bad, Bree, cut you off.
No, you good. I was just gonna say that's typical of, their kind to just call the police.
It's the law. Y'all want him time. He did what he did. Even the TikTok that I did see when they put it in the group chat, I did see him put the law in the TikTok. He put
what time he could be out there. He did.
Yeah, he put the law.
If I was the Bucket Boys, I would just post it up right next to him and stole the money out.
He
moved. The tie later.
He moved. That's the bottom line. Like, I know it's not fair. It don't sound like it's
not fair, but
it's not.
If we all was gonna follow, if we were all gonna follow by the letter of the law, by the rule of the law, he shouldn't have moved. Like, if you feel that empowered by what's on this sign and what you can research, we wouldn't be talking about you at Wrigleyville or nowhere else. Like, we'd be talking about you being in front of the
But I
museum.
do like what
you cannot be a black man from the urban America and believe what you just said.
We're not talking about a black man though.
You can't be a person, because you think about it. That's not even a black thing. A no snitching rule is a thing in the streets, no matter what culture you from. So by the lay of the law, if you see something, you're supposed to tell, right? But fear for your life and what's gonna happen to you and your family, you don't snitch, right?
That's what we're not talking about.
That's the same thing. Like the fear for By the law, I can be here, but by fear, I moved.
That's what I'm getting to. I'm trying to get to what's the motivation that he ultimately moved.
It was fear. It's
Yeah,
like
he
Bree
said it. He said Chicago is he said, I don't know if he said a crazy place, but he said something that alluded to you knowing that he was scared. That's why he left.
So my follow-up question to that is, since that's now the response that we got, there's no way on the planet you didn't know that before you got out here?
My thing
Like
is,
regardless of if it's right or wrong, like
He
you just
knew
asked
that.
her, you just asked her the hypothetical, would she go stay in the O for an interview? A rational thinking person, right, knowing what you know about where you come from and where you was raised at, probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't seem like it's gonna be the best route to take. So him coming in town thinking that I just did a thimble full of research saying I'm gonna go out here and do what I want to do in this territory that I've never been to. I don't really know how this goes on a regular basis. How did you think it was gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get mad when they go, yo, this is where we perform at. This is where we usually do our business. We understand this is the sign and this is the law and this and that, but we over here all the time. You coming out of nowhere, you don't know who we are. You don't know this is where we perform at. Like, how do you not know that?
because it's really just
I
like
get
we
that
talk
point.
about what's legally right and integrity at the end of the
for
day.
sure.
Because even when I was watching Dilla's recap on it, like he made a comment of I don't condone violence, but why don't we just collaborate if we're gonna do things like that instead of like go against each other? Like even if he, because you saw that the people was there, he clearly saw that the Bucket Boys was there. That's why he wanted to go to
That's
that
my
particular spot. You could have went on any other block in Chicago.
If you nice like that, if you Carlos Santana or one of these dudes that play the guitar like that, I get it. You're going to be able to get money on any of these corners.
Yeah.
You went to this spot
I
because
agree
you
with
know it's
y'all.
lucrative in this spot.
I agree with y'all. I'm 100%
So
on
why
y'all
not
side.
walk up to them when you see them and you see them banging the buckets
That
like,
break
yo,
bread.
I'm trying to come
Because
up here
I
tomorrow, or
make-
do y'all even have a better space for me to go to?
Playing devil advocate and playing another perspective. I ain't a content creator. It's COE over everything. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
So
he got it. He got his money worth for
yeah,
sure.
this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna push this situation to get the best content to the stream. Good content probably wouldn't win as viral if I would have been like, yeah, you know what, we can share this spot and do it together. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel like that would have got some plays. They don't. We can't say whether that would have been more viral. Or
We
not.
can't say, but we do know one thing when we talk about this: violence and negativity travels farther. It hits for some reason that's gonna hit the algorithm farther. It's gonna make people want to engage more. The fact that it got to Dilla Desk and Dilla did a whole review of it, that made it was a big thing because he, you know what I'm saying, he's one of the people that defend Chicago. So yeah, that's all that shit was. Like dude knew what he was doing. Like he got the best content out of that shit, and he could. He pushed that shit to the max till it got to the point where he felt like his life was gonna be on last. The same thing when them dudes be on them escalators, touching them
Playing
people with
games,
them girls'
yeah.
asses,
And she's
or
gonna
doing
get his ass beat.
But
for
that
that's-
sure.
same shit.
But that's why I say, bro, like we can't say he's playing stupid in one instance.
I ain't saying he playing stupid.
No, I'm not saying that you are saying he's playing stupid. He knew what he was doing before he put the video up about, hey y'all, I'm homeless for 3 days in Chicago and I'm gonna pick this random spot. It's not random. Like you knew not saying that he knew that he was gonna incite that type of reaction from them, but I would bet that he knew that was their spot before he got there.
Yeah, I feel like
And
if
that
you
there was gonna be some type of resistance from him being there to begin with.
Yeah.
That's why he pointed out like this is the law before we get to the video of him trying to enforce the law. We see the video of them having an issue with him. We don't see no video of having a conversation because it ain't like they just.
Oh, so you saying that he pretty much planned out the entire thing?
Premeditated.
Like he knew it was gonna go that
Of
way.
course. How
He
could you
probably didn't
not?
think it was gonna go as deep as a nigga pulling up on him in a black truck.
But he knew it was gonna be some type of smoke that he could get some type of coverage on and turn it. We ain't heard nothing about him playing no music nowhere.
Which I don't like that because that's the only reason why I don't like that is because this is these boys' livelihood. And if you did do your research prior to you getting there, then you know that these are these boys' livelihood. And you just come to him messing with them just to mess with them. That's what I don't agree with. And now as you put it in that perspective, it seems like that's how that happened.
I would venture to say that that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, content, the COE is content on everything.
Yeah, because he is definitely
And we
great
sitting
content.
here talking
He risked his
about it.
life
And, we,
for
So
and
it
we're
worked.
sitting there, we just wasted our last 10, 15 minutes of our broadcast talking about it.
I just want to know what camera he used because his little camera was real clear.
For him to say he homeless with no money, he sure
Yeah,
had
he
a lot
ain't
of.
homeless and ain't
He
got
sure
money.
had the crispy clear vision on the camera.
He was eating good Chinese food out like the porcelain
He said he going on
plates.
tour too. So
That's porcelain. I ain't never been there before.
I said out the porcelain plates, Cody.
At the porcelain plates. Oh, okay. Hey, look, I'm still trenched. I don't care how I'm get. I still use paper plates.
But you know what a porcelain plate is,
I
right?
don't. You just taught me something today. I'm gonna Google it once I leave here.
Which question did you ask? Which one of the 3 methods did you ask Shorty that gave you the paper plate?
Because
Vice
if I
president
say
game show,
we on a date and I say, can you pass me that porcelain plate? And you don't know what's going on?
What do me not knowing what a porcelain plate has to you not knowing
You're
who
not
the person?
knowledgeable. You don't know what's going on.
You're not mindful. You're not demure about the women
you're
you
not
talking to, bro.
demure.
If you don't know who
It's
the
not
leader, if you don't know
mindful.
who the leader of your country are, this the top 2. You ain't got to know the whole cabinet,
If you don't know what
Why?
plates to eat off of,
bro. You probably don't even know. It's how long did it take you to know which one's the salad fork?
oh, I went to etiquette class. Please,
Right. You know which one the salad fork?
You sound like Cam Newton right now, bro.
you still don't know what a
just be
salad
eating.
fork is.
Exactly.
I just eat food.
I learned what a salad fork, which one a salad fork in recent years. Yeah, but like, bro, look, man.
It's growth, bro. It's
Bro,
cool.
like,
It's
All
cool,
I'm
dog.
saying is,
like
stop
somebody,
judging.
it's not about judging. That's like your upbringing. Somebody upbringing, you have to get exposed to things for a better lifestyle. That's one thing. But for not knowing basic things that's on your fucking constitution test that you take, you know what I'm saying? You should
I
know
ain't took
who
no
your president
constitution
is.
test
You go
since
vote.
8th grade.
If you walking around America and not knowing who's the leaders of America, that shit is crazy.
If I'm
But you know more about
Venezuelan and I
Ari?
just came over here.
You can tell me everything about what Ari and Moneybag doing, but you can't tell me who the vice president is. That's crazy. I just don't. I think something's wrong with that.
The women just we gonna keep pushing for our rights.
Read a book. That's Open up chapter 7 for real.
Who else we got today? Because we're not talking about Big Sean.
We not talking about Big Sean.
Oh, it's 2:45.
Oh man, we not talking about Big Sean. Oh yeah, we can go with my NFL picks and we go to sports. We want to talk about crazy Caitlin Clark and Andrew Reed's racial undertones.
What?
The segue Sultan. You got.
He is terrible at
Yo, when you done with this,
sex.
you probably need like a late night TV show or something like the new Arsenio Hall.
He's literally so terrible.
That was like,
at
like you just thought
segues.
about that the way you was gonna segue that.
No, I didn't.
He's
We can talk about
literally
sports.
terrible.
That's cool. Because the way you put it was like,
That's
and
how
I'm
it
gonna toss it
was
to Chris
yesterday,
for
like,
the
yeah.
racial undertones of the show.
We're just gonna talk about racism, and I'm like, what?
So y'all was at the Sky game, the big dog game, Sky and Fever, last week. What'd y'all think of it before we get off into it?
I'm gonna let Chris go.
Me? Oh,
You had a lot.
they was
You had a lot
trash.
to say.
Oh,
About
they
it.
was trash. They was real trash.
They being
You
who?
should let me win first.
I felt bad.
They being
You should
who?
let Bree go.
They being who?
The sky was real bad.
We don't got no guard.
Angel Reese, I love Angel Reese as a person, as a player. I think she got to work on her game a little bit more.
Be specific.
She a whole lot of missed shots. Not even just from Angel Reese, from the team in general, right? Like the team had a whole lot of open missed shots, a lot of layups missed.
Sis out here trying to podcast. You need to slow it down.
We last in the league when it comes to shooting threes.
Last in the league, that's crazy.
Not for nothing, Kennedy Carter had a real bad episode with COVID. Shout out to Ken. Hope she gets better
third
real
person
soon.
on
She
That's
actually
who
was
was
in the
out. Yeah.
She actually was in the emergency room. But that's a big chunk of the Chicago Sky scoring. She's putting up all-star numbers, and I don't even know if anybody knew this, but Kennedy Carter made the team on a tryout at the beginning of the season, and then she worked her way into being the best player on the team. So she's been out for a bunch of games, not just this last one against the Fever. The Fever, the hottest team in the league. They done won 8 straight. They got a winning record for the first time in 5 years. The Rookie of the Year race is over with.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Caitlin Clark got it.
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark has it.
That game really, I feel like that game put up.
She cold, bro.
Sure.
I can't. I'm not gonna front on her. I never have front on her shit. But I felt I wasn't at the game, but I felt the arena was ready to like whoop her.
Oh, no, it
mob
was-
her bus.
you know,
Because
it was
she
a lot
in
of
there
feet.
wild.
It was a lot of.
I
It was a lot.
love,
some
and that's
tension
what
in
I was
there.
gonna say. The atmosphere was like crazy.
level.
Like the energy was crazy. It was so many Fever fans.
I was gonna say
in
there's
there.
hella Fever fans in there.
Like loud and proud, like standing up every time she got a bucket. Like I love to see
Like
it. It was giving me
Cheryl
like
Swoosh
real.
who?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
You going right in, huh? Deep in.
You
the water,
love
huh?
like racist shit. Why? Like,
He said
is
violence
you
and racism
cool?
sell.
Okay.
But
Is
it
you
was,
cool?
it was
We in
cool
America.
though. Sue Bird pulled up to the game.
Sue Bird was there.
Sue
Shaq
Bird
was there.
Shaq was there.
Him and Angel have a real tight relationship going back to LSU.
D'Angelo Russell was there.
We
D'Lo
did see
Russell.
D-Lo.
Um,
Ming Lee was there.
That's your observation.
What you say?
So you can hoop him. That's what you
Just
saying.
Cav little. Yeah,
That's
like,
all you kept saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I
why
didn't-
you looking at his calves, man?
cause I'll be wondering, like, yo,
Stop looking at niggas' shins.
like he got little calves.
What that mean?
I just be paying attention to, like, yo,
Like they break easy. Like he could.
I'm just paying attention. He's number 2 pick in the draft, trying to see why he ain't been doing it. Shout out to D-Lo,
Hey,
man.
man.
Shout out to the Lakers, but he got a little calves.
Cody got
NFL
all the
players in there, too.
answers. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, the Bears pulled up, NFL players pulled up. So it was a vibe.
I think Tremaine Edmonds was there, right?
They lost. They got blown out. I told y'all that was gonna happen before y'all went.
You did. I didn't know if you
Definitely
wanted
did.
us to mention that, but you
It's
definitely.
fine. It's fine.
And you literally said they were gonna get dubbed, and they got dubbed.
They almost got a
They
triple.
3-1 against the Fever, but the story that's kind of been making the rounds is Cheryl Swoops kind of being in the media, kind of unfairly, in my opinion. She been getting drugged by Stephen A. Smith, Nancy Lieberman, who's another NBA legend,
It was supposed to be her friend.
and was supposed to be her friend.
Tell me about friends. Too.
She had her up at 5 o'clock. She had her up at 5 a.m. tweeting about the situation. You know
At
what I'm
5
saying?
a.m.?
When I looked at the timestamps, Cheryl Swoops was going off on Stephen A. She was up at 5 in the morning. Who done got you up at 5 o'clock in the morning going
Somebody
on a
said
rant?
it to her phone.
Nobody got me up at. I be up
Nobody,
at 4,
right?
but I ain't.
So you got to be bothered. You got to be pressed for you to wake up out your good rest 5 o'clock in the morning.
Or
getting
somebody
on.
sent it to her that early. That'd make me wake
Still
up.
got to be up and on mode. But she went on Gilbert Arenas' podcast like right before the season started. So we're talking 3-4 months ago.
yeah, it's old.
And had some things to say about Caitlin Clark. Unfortunately, they were incorrect at the time.
But she doubled back though, right?
She apologized to
She
Caitlyn.
apologized, and she actually had a conversation with Caitlin Clark about some of the things she said. Not to be like vague, she went on Gilbert Arenas' podcast and was essentially sticking up for Angel Reese and the rest of the women in the W, saying that all credit should be spread around, not just to Caitlin. But she started to say some things that weren't correct. She said that Caitlin had a COVID year in college, which is why she was able to break the record.
She was calling her a fifth-year senior.
Called her 5th-year senior. Said she was 25 years old playing against 21-year-olds.
She was lying, all type of shit.
She just was like shooting from the hip. She kind of was just in there
Dementia.
in her bag saying whatever.
They probably gave her some gin that day.
It's Gil's Arena. They been tweaking on that anyway.
Nancy Lieberman came out and said that she had a private conversation with Cheryl, telling her like, "Yo, not for nothing, but you got to get your facts straight. What you was saying on this show was you was wilding." Cheryl Swoops didn't like it. She went back at her, and Nancy Lieberman was on Stephen A. Smith's show, basically saying that they're not friends at the moment. They haven't spoken. What was coincidental is the fact
They
that
too aged to be beefing like that.
Be liking your
You said they too aged.
Yeah, they too aged.
what was coincidental and unfortunate was Nancy Lieberman. Cheryl Swoops is an announcer for the Dallas Wings local broadcast. So as of last week, she hasn't been on the air at all. And people are saying that it's correlation with her being into it about the stuff she said about Caitlin Clark in the past, her getting into it with Nancy Lieberman, because Nancy Lieberman was actually her replacement for these games.
Now that's where the racial undertones
So that's
come in.
why
If
it
we
looks
want to
crazy,
talk about
right?
it.
So that's
Talk
why it
about
looks
the
crazy.
racism. Let's go.
But so I got some good information from a close friend of mine who's a reporter in the league.
Oh, okay. Insider. That's what Chris said. You the insider.
These broadcasts are scheduled in advance before the season started. So this was like her vacation time already.
Okay.
If y'all paid attention to it, Cheryl Swoops was actually at the Las Vegas Aces against Chicago Sky game last night.
So she was already on vacation.
She was already supposed to be off. It just so happened that
This blew up.
this
Around
blew up
time.
around that time. But it looks crazy, right? And people had their fun with
It's
it. They
good
ran
for the
with it.
league though.
It's
How
messy.
so? How so?
Because it's messy. I like mess.
Mess sells. I'm just gonna be
Mess
honest with you. It
sells.
sells. When you got messy stuff like this, your name is always in the headlines. You always in YouTube clips. You always trending on Twitter. Makes people want to watch.
Because
But you
everybody's
don't want
talking
to be
about
the
it.
person that's like racist though.
If you can get ahead of the conversation, or in this instance, if you know the truth, like she was already supposed to be on vacation, she wasn't gonna be at that game anyway. I feel like because she did respond to, I think Stephen A said something afterwards about her not being at the game or something, and she responded to him on Twitter. So it's like she don't really gotta tell y'all that.
And she doesn't care for him.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp tried to get her to come on his show to clear it up again. It feels very much like selling mess, right? Because it's in the immediate. It's almost like when two rappers are beefing. Like if somebody put out a crazy like diss record, we in a society now where we want the response like 2 days later. But growing up, like when Ether came out, Takeover came out, they were months apart.
We had to wait.
We had to wait. But now we in a microwave society, and like she said, mess sells, it's salacious, it's entertainment.
And you can demand a response from people now. Before, it's like you just really had to wait and see what they had to say. Like now, it's like Stephen A said something. Of course, she's gonna respond because it's like now this false narrative is going out, or this is the narrative, and I need to get ahead of it.
What bothers me now in this space that a lot of those broadcasters and athletes are in, where they starting podcasts and stuff, is they spinning things. So they'll put something out in the atmosphere to agitate somebody on air where what they say is heavily produced and controlled. So you can't cuss on TV. You can't go out. You can't really get out of body. But then later on that night, they in their bag in their room or in their studio in their podcast saying whatever to irritate or agitate this person. And then they take clips from that and put it on the TV show that they can't curse on the very next day. Right? So you're constantly poking at somebody knowing that they don't have the same platform or they don't have the same type of influence as you do, right? So if I had a problem with Cody, I can go on my national show and speak about him or throw salt, but it not be like super spicy. And then go on my podcast and go clean in on you, right? Clip it up, play it on my show the next day. Now that irritated you. So if you really want to wild out, cuss me out, come see me in the street, you can't come to my TV studio because I'm in the TV studio. That look crazy. You can't come and attack me on my podcast because now you look like you unhinged. So a lot of that picking at Cheryl Swoops that I feel like Stephen A was doing. Same thing that happened with Cam Newton. Cam Newton had the relationship coach on his show, and she basically gathered him up. She told him about himself.
Yeah, she got Cam. What y'all be saying? Got them together.
Got them together, right?
Together, she ate down.
But then
8 down.
Yeah,
That's new.
that's no. I ain't know that one.
I ain't know that one.
she ate down. Left no.
But pretty much like put him in his place. He was salty about how it looked, and so his response was when they put the full video out. The title of the video was "You a 41-year-old relationship coach, but you still single
with no kids."
That's salty. That you burnt, you hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Salty.
That was
So not
wild.
only are you getting your
I
lick
ain't gonna
back,
cap. That's
but
a
you
good
kind of
comeback. He must be a Scorpio.
so it's just like what I'm bothered by is like a lot of what the conversation centers around Caitlin Clark is racial, and it shouldn't be. Now, do I like her as a player? She's a great player. She do a lot of stuff that irritate me and piss me off, and not just because I'm a Chicago Sky fan or Andrew Reese fan, but she do a lot of stuff. Like she got a lot of technicals. She do a lot of stuff to irritate players. She talk a lot of stuff on the court. She flops. She get away with a lot of that stuff just because of who she is. It's the same kind of effect that Tom Brady had back in the day. Remember when they played the Raiders and they was like, oh, he fumbled X, Y, and Z. They got to protect their asset. Caitlin Clark is, to your point that you've been talking about for months, Caitlin Clark has been generating money and eyeballs and viewership
Give me my
and
money.
marketability for the league. You probably were right.
I was right.
I can't believe I'm saying
Give him
this.
my ISO.
He still owe you gas.
I ain't even gonna do it. I'm gonna let him have it.
Give him my ISO. Take me off the screen. You were right.
You're probably
Who is you? You talk to?
you, Cody.
Cody, right? Okay, I'm sorry. They gotta hear that.
Probably, not possibly. You probably have been right this whole time.
I
in
was.
saying that she should have been on the Olympic team
Man,
because
dollars.
she moves the needle. Even us sitting here talking about it.
I need dollars.
She moves
dollars.
the needle. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to have wall-to-wall coverage. They're probably going to get interviews in the whole nine. You just said when y'all was in the Chicago arena, y'all probably saw more Fever jerseys than y'all did Chicago Sky jerseys.
I ain't say that per se.
They was deep though. They had a whole little
They
fan
were
club.
deep.
I've covered pretty much all of her games all season. Everywhere we go, she's a rock star. She's on par with like LeBron his rookie year, Kobe his rookie year. Like the fanfare is crazy. And her fans travel like coast to coast, New York to LA. If she's playing, they out there.
And I feel like she don't do too much off the court. Like the attitude and stuff that y'all be talking about. Like I don't really see that. Even when she got like tumbled over by Shorty.
Back in college?
No, at the last game. What's her name?
Oh, you talking about in game? I thought you were talking about when the fan ran off.
Yeah, in game. When she fouled her, she got the rolling over.
Now there was an issue with that too when the Sun Times put that picture out.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, because again, the conversation revolves back around racism. They were trying to make Diamond seem like she's a thug. Diamond, her
was trying to catch the ball.
Her success story is kind of crazy. She was obviously a champion here with us, but like she's come back from fighting cancer. She had a tumor that kept her out for a little while. So her redemption story is next level. But all we know is what's on, you know what I'm saying, on the byline. She's a thug. Kennedy Carter just tried to hip check Caitlin Clark earlier this year, called her out her name. So it's drama in the W.
I don't like how they making stories about just fouls.
Yeah.
It's basketball.
And for what it's worth, like the reason I love the W is because like in the NBA, like they do a lot of this. They want to challenge calls. They want to take up a lot of the viewership's time. In the W, it's all fundamentals. This is a new thing where like they getting pissed about calls and want to challenge. The past 4 years when I covered the WNBA, when they got a foul, or it was hard. Even if somebody bleeding, they getting up in this next play. You know what I'm saying? Like going to WNBA games is a vibe. Like it's an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, as opposed to a 3-4 hour baseball game or this or that. Like it's easy to get in and out of. It's only 12 teams, so it's not super hard to follow. But when we talking about Caitlin Clark, it's everything but basketball. And people were attacking Cheryl Swoops because she got her facts wrong, unfortunately, in that mind. It was an emotional response. And we all want Angel to win, right? Because she adopted the villain role coming out of college. Like, that's something that we all kind of align with. Like, we see what they doing to y'all. We see what the media's putting on you. I'm riding with you.
So I just got to ask
You
this.
was right. You was right.
I got to ask this question. So is it any racism involved in this?
Yes, they shouldn't have had
Is it
Nancy.
any of it?
Is
They
it racism
shouldn't have had
in the
Nancy
Yeah, I
ass
think
up there
there's a little bit of
when, Shorty was on vacation.
Dejanay Carrington from the Connecticut Sun put a tweet out saying Indiana Fever fans are some of the nastiest in all the sports. It's the same thing Russell Westbrook used to say when playing in Utah. It's some things that's being said to them. And even back in the day, like we watched The Last Dance, we seen when Mike and them went into Conseco at the time, when they played Reggie Miller and them, what they were being called. We probably we could only imagine, right? But it's not too far from the truth.
You know what? One thing I don't like though is even though it's not really her job, but I would like to see Caitlin say like, "Hey,
don't be racist."
No, don't be racist." But like, she don't speak up on like how
That's crazy.
It's not that serious, and she don't speak about just keeping the game.
Because she probably just focused on what she got.
That's
going
cool.
on.
It's the same thing that happened. It's the same thing that happened with Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
Because if she does open her mouth and say something, she's gonna get backlash.
I feel like she should. They saying so much racist shit about Angel every time they play against each other. And they
not
like,
her saying it.
I feel
I
like
think her and Angel cool though.
They are cool.
They cool.
They've been cool since high school. They played against each other since high school, like sophomore, junior year in high school. So they know each other really well. Yeah. I think it's just what's been put on them. Caitlin Clark got shined up as the great white hype, right? And it's the same thing like Isaiah Thomas said about Larry Bird back in the day. If Larry Bird was black, he'd been just another good player. But because he don't look like us and he still got game, now he's being put on this pedestal where he's a unicorn. He's something different.
Larry Bird was cold though.
He was. Caitlin Clark is cold, but yeah, there are players that are on par with her now at the professional level. She got a lot of her fanfare because of what she did in college.
I don't think Caitlin Clark is the great white hope though, because you got to think about it. I'm sorry, I'm digging my end thing.
Like, what is the great white?
Hope.
You saying hoe?
Hope. The great white hoe is next level broadcasting.
Great white hope. That's crazy. We ain't gonna get no sponsors.
Man, what? I said you was gonna be on the Disney movie as a voice actor at some point.
I can still voice. Hey, y'all just need to pronounce the.
Who's a great white hoe to you?
The great white hoe.
Great white hoe.
Kim Kardashian.
Carmen Electra.
Sharon Stone.
Paris Hilton. Dolly Parton.
She a hoe?
For sure.
Hey, Dolly, she has to be.
You okay?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that Caitlin Clark is a great white hope. You say she's what?
I wouldn't say she's a great white hope. That's crazy. We do this is live. Ain't no bleep of this. Shout out to Dolly Parton.
Great white hope.
She's still doing it.
I would La 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 la. Wait till I get mine.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
That shit taking you up.
Okay, keep talking. I quit.
I would say she had a great white hope because you have people like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Brittany Stewart, the other girl from New York. Like you have people, white women in the WNBA that's been taking over for years. I think Caitlin Clark is just the racism part would have never came into play if it wasn't for Angel Reese. And on top of that, I just think Caitlin Clark was just I don't want to say she a Gen Z, right?
She born in 2002.
So she a Gen Z. She with y'all. She a Gen Z, so it's like
90s baby.
she just getting in tune with this this internet culture. The girls love her, you know what I'm saying? And then the way she was hooping, and if it wasn't for, and follow me, if it wasn't for it being a Steph Curry, I don't think what's Caitlin Clark doing would have been so because we so used to Steph pulling from the logo, taking these wild shots,
And
doing that shit
automatic,
and then we seen that from a girl doing it. And Caitlin Clark was talking shit too. Now think about it, she's at Iowa. She wanted this squeaky clean, quiet person. Right. She was talking shit and smacking your ass. Right. Wow. So we watching that shit. We watching the highlights. Shit. Like we used to WNBA players actually pick and roll and hitting the three and going to the layup. Now we got somebody that got a little swag, popping their ass. That's how she got fight. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What'd you think of her when y'all saw her live?
It was basic. She ain't popped. She wasn't doing that shit.
Didn't.
Her as a pro is not exciting. It's not as exciting her as at Iowa.
She bust our ass.
She bust our ass.
She had like 30,
31 and 12.
She had like 30 points.
But it's interesting that you say that. So you saying seeing her up close, it wasn't that impressive.
The presence wasn't given like
what it doesn't garner. It doesn't garner the superstar coverage that she's getting, right?
Yeah, it don't give that. It give team player.
But you know, I think, but that's probably more so her coming to the league and being professionals, and I think she's getting it. She like, yo, I don't want to do that. When she was at Iowa, it was like how you just said earlier. Just roll the ball out. Show you do you the reason why we went to the Elite 8 or Final Four twice, 200 years in a row. Right. Do your shit. So while I'm doing my shit, everybody plays sports before. We know when we get to do our shit, we gonna do a little extra You know what I'm saying? And that's all that was at Iowa. She was just doing her shit.
Do a little what?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know how it be when it's like you know put it this way. You know how you go to the court with your girl watching?
Yeah.
You do
I just seen a post about that the other day. I think Disney Banks did a skit about it.
Yeah, you doing some extra shit. You talking shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't even talk shit like that. Like
y'all be doing that for us?
Yeah.
Only for y'all.
I ain't never know.
Men do 90% of what we do for women.
Keep going.
What quarter did Shaq get up and leave when she was busting our ass?
Halftime.
But he left like right before they really started to bust their ass.
Yeah.
Like at first he was like, they was losing.
He was coming to protect his investment too, because they got Big Chicken as a sponsor for this guy too. That's his restaurant. All the same, bro. Like when we used to talk about this stuff when it came to money. Caitlin Clark is making the league money. They about to expand 2 teams between now and 2026. Just found out it ain't even been announced yet for real, but at the end of the week or Monday, they're going to announce that there's another team that's coming. Portland is getting a WNBA team. So by the year 2026, they're going to have 15 teams, and they might be on the verge of having another one after that. So they don't get to expansion unless they get a bigger revenue share, which means more money. Where is it coming from?
Shorty. But Shorty gonna have to start shooting from the logo. Her coach is gonna have to tell her like, yo, you gotta start doing it because you gotta sell some tickets.
Well, they in the playoffs at this point. They clinched the playoffs last night.
Yeah, but all that shit cool. But Steph Curry and the Warriors wasn't box office until them Splash Brothers just started doing splash and shit.
You know what's crazy right now? Paige Beckers, who we talked about, she's following the Caitlin Clark blueprint when it comes to like making money off the court. She's at every event. She's still in college, but she's courtside at everybody's game. She was doing some Olympic coverage. She's getting interviewed for Complex. She's all over the place because when her time comes, what Stephen they be preaching about, like just get on the bandwagon, stop hating and kind of just like get on this moving train. She seems to be moving quiet. Juju the same way. Like she'll do an interview here and there, but they watching what Shorty doing.
But Juju, the difference between them is that Juju's game, can't no coach. If you want Juju to be Juju, can't no coach tell Juju not to be Juju. Juju game is like nothing like in the WNBA.
Yeah, I get she plays more like an NBA player, like electric.
From the step backs, from
Yeah.
all that, like everything. I love watching Juju hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like just to get on Caitlin Clark, then we gotta get out here and close the show because it's probably 3:08. It's like if for that to continue to be box office, even with Angel Reese, for her to continue to be box office, like she can't be getting double doubles with 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark is gonna have to start having more highlights.
Dynamic.
You know what I'm saying? Like dynamic highlights. So
meanwhile, Asia going for 40 every night.
But that's the same. That's what I'm saying. Like you going for 40, but it ain't. Don't nobody want to see you go for 40. Like you getting 40 points, but don't nobody want to see that shit. Cause like we want to see if she was getting 40 points and dunking on motherfuckers, we'd be like, damn, that shit cold. If Caitlin Clark getting 40 points and she's shooting that bitch from the logo, that shit like, yeah, that shit cold. Like it's an entertainment factor with basketball. You can't be playing college style basketball and sit in the pros. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the WNBA, the next level of that's like whoever her coach is gonna have to be like shorty. At least 3 shots a game. You got to be on a fast break and stop and pull that bitch.
Well, Caitlin Clark probably going to be at the Indianapolis Colts games, too, and I know you want to get to your picks because NFL is back, baby!
Yeah.
Thursday night.
So, all y'all that want to win some money, you know what I'm saying, use my picks. And I'm going with the first pick. So, first picks, we got the...
We're looking at you stank as hell.
You gonna lose your bread.
So, the first pick...
sound convincing, like, it sounds like you run a pyramid scheme or something.
And all you sports betting companies, if you want to sponsor this is part of the show right here. But nah, we're going to do this every week. Starting off tomorrow, kicking off the NFL season. Y'all know I love my football.
He just be making stuff. Oh, we gonna do this every week. Like nobody. I didn't agree to this. I don't even know what this is.
So first game we got Chiefs versus Raiders. We got the Chiefs versus Ravens. Ooh. Chiefs at home. I'm going Ravens to take that win. The upset over the defending champions. I just feel like Lamar Jackson got something to prove with Derrick Henry. Packers versus Eagles. I hate the fucking Packers, so I can't go against say them winning. But the Eagles are fucking suspects. So I got Packers beating the Eagles. I got Panthers over I got the Saints over the Panthers. Give me the Vikings over the Giants. Give me the Bengals over the Patriots.
Why everybody playing on the same day?
You don't. Ooh, wow! You didn't know that. You know that's how it works.
No. You really ain't into sports at all, huh?
All right, that's crazy.
I don't follow sports that deep. Like I knew it'd be different. It just seemed like a lot of people are playing at one time.
It's a lot.
Your 5 male friends that you said is like your brothers. Like this weekend, you're not gonna hear from them.
Not gonna be able to hear from them
at all. That's fine.
So don't have no relationship, no stressful problems that you need to get off your chest.
Ain't nobody answering.
Because ain't nobody answering the phone
for your
ass.
What
about my man?
He not answering for your ass either.
You don't have a man this weekend, unfortunately.
It's football is back.
I don't have a man at all.
So Steelers versus Falcons. I'm going. That's gonna
go Falcons.
I want to go Falcons, but I don't trust Russell Wilson. I don't trust Sierra husband. So I'm gonna go Falcons.
They play Atlanta the first week. That's crazy. He cannot get away from Future, can he?
He cannot get away from Future. That's you a troll for that. Colts versus Texans. I'm going with Texans.
That's insane.
Cardinals versus Bills. I got the Bills. Bears versus Titans. Caleb Williams is my fantasy quarterback. You know what I'm saying, in my league. So I got to go with the Bears. Dolphins over Jaguars. Chargers versus Raiders. Chris, who you got in this Broncos versus Seahawks? Seahawks. We're going to go with Seahawks. The Cowboys versus the Browns. I'm going Cowboys. I'm going Buccaneers over Commanders. I'm going 49ers over Jets. And my last pick, I'm going Lions over Rams. Those are my picks for the week. We will tune in next week to see how I did.
So is this the same thing as the fantasy football league?
So these is our picks. So like most people, I might bet. Like a lot of people bet on the games every week, like either players or who win. Mm-hmm. But fantasy football is kind of different because like you got individual players on these teams.
Oh.
But we bet on the league too. So
I didn't know that.
Shout out to my league. You know what I'm saying? We did our draft on Monday. I'm very excited. You know what I'm saying? Gonna kick ass.
How much y'all got on the line? It's a lot, 4 figures.
I don't know. It ain't a 4-figure. Is it a 4-figure? It's 14 of us in there, so the pot big.
It's gotta be 4.
Yeah. So y'all get in a group and just put money in the pot?
I don't. I hate fantasy football.
I like it. I like the camaraderie. I like the fact that you get to talk shit with people all throughout the week. Like you get to communicate with people. Then on Sunday, you know what I'm saying.
Wait, so how fantasy football? But don't you just like all pick players, right?
yeah, we pick players.
And then like, I
If the
how do
players
you?
suck,
Yeah, if
you
the players
lose.
suck, like how you?
So
how do
you get
gauge-
points based off how they perform. So like I got Caleb Williams. The golden child, the next best thing. Once he
They
stole for
said that about Justin Fields.
why would you ruin this for me?
I'm just saying, speaking facts.
If he goes for 3 touchdowns this week, I get hella points. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Okay,
So
you get points.
if all my players do good, I get points. So now, if my opponent that I'm going against this week, if all his players were up based on what his players do, we weight a point. So if my players add up more points than his, I win again. I win again that week.
Even if the player that he has, if their team
Loses.
if his player played well, he's gonna get points for that player, regardless of if they win or lose. Because it's
Yeah.
not about if the team loses; it's about how well his player
Player
do.
do.
All right, so is it only for offensive players though?
No.
Like,
It's only
How
for
do you-
offensive players, but we gonna do offense in our league, but we pick a defense though.
I'm like, yeah, how does that work?
You pick a single defense, so that's the one that's all the players on that specific defense.
So if my defense is kicking ass, I get a lot of points. So I think I drafted I didn't get the Bears. I got the Bears defense as the backup defense. I forgot. I forgot who my starting defense is. Fucking Steelers.
That's a great pick.
I got the Steelers defense as my starting for my defense.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So yeah, I got good. I got you know what I'm saying.
It gets serious though. Before you
Fantasy football.
maybe I'm gonna wade into it. Nah, it gets serious. Bro.
Fantasy
I done had
football.
my time
Good.
with
Like
my
you got
picks.
leagues out there where it's a minimum of $1,000 buy-in. Like people really play that shit. Like you got to pay $1,000 like
That's
to
crazy.
get in. The pots be like 10 racks.
That's crazy.
Gambling
Yeah.
taking over our country, bro. It's a revenue stream. It's like people play with fantasy football like they play the stock market. Like this person is worth this much for me. Because some people you got to pay for players as opposed to just drafting.
I wish somebody was in here
crazy
watch
as
football
hell,
because I would
man.
love to talk about the Bears every week.
I watch football, bro. I got you.
You got me?
I'll watch
I'm gonna
it.
be at the game on Sunday.
This nigga stunned. I like her.
I'm not stunned.
I like her. I like that though. Like I'll show you.
I
that.
don't get into fantasy football
I'm
because
gonna be at the Olympics.
because people, I ain't gonna. Hey y'all.
So y'all know me. I was just in Vegas courtside with Asia Wilson and shit. You know what I'm saying? We shared gummy bears and shit.
Okay, I've been to all the Sky games, but y'all have fun this little game.
That's
y'all
not how I
went to.
sound.
Y'all little peasants.
Y'all have fun this little
Y'all
game.
went to a Bulls game. It's cool. I was at the finals. Who was you talking to?
Make sure y'all tap into.
You cool, bro?
What's this on Coinbase? Right? Shout out to Coinbase.
Don't shout out nobody that ain't giving us no money.
Nah, shout out to Chris, man. He holding it down. Are you NFL insider too, or you just WNBA? NBA.
Who you going to the games with? You get a plus one?
Look at her.
Sports
You asked me that
inside.
last time.
You never gave me an answer.
I ain't seen you since the last time.
Mm.
You've been busy too.
Look at you trying to finesse her with getting the game. Big head ass. Hey, let me ask you this question: how you feel about the White Sox losing 108 straight games?
The same way I feel about the Bulls, bro. Like I'm not gonna, and I got Bulls shorts on, but I'm not supporting that. Like the way that you get to these teams is you got to hit them in the bottom line. When you charging tickets and concessions and parking and merchandise and all of that, and then you putting that product out, it's historic. They lost 120 games, bro. Like that's next level.
120 is crazy.
But you know what's crazy about it? The same person that owned the White Sox is the same person that owned the Bulls.
Yeah,
So
Ronsdorf.
the mentality is the same at each one. He knows, they know.
Shout out to the White Sox.
Shout out to the White Sox. Because that's my team. That's my team. I've never been a Cubs fan.
We don't never do shit like that, but
But my thing, my thing is this though. When y'all don't want to pay players, when y'all don't want to put money into the stadiums, when y'all showing y'all don't care about the fans, and we still got to pay taxes on these arenas. We still got to hear y'all say, "Come to the game, support us, buy our merch, buy our food, do this, that, and the third." For what? For what? Who's the last Chicago sports team champion for the city? The Sky.
this guy, I fuck with them.
Before that, who was it?
The Cubs,
The Blackhawks.
the Blackhawks,
The Cubs.
then the Cubs. Blackhawks have got like 3 of them bitches in my lifetime.
Yeah. When the last time we seen a Bulls championship? A Bulls
98.
Eastern Conference Finals? A Bears NFC championship?
06, 05.
They don't care. So the fact that they losing is indicative of where their head is at. They don't care about that because if they did, they would put the teams together. They would make the deals with the big time players. The Yankees on fire right now. You know what I'm saying? They probably gonna win a championship. The Dodgers got Shohei Ohtani going galactic with the money, even if they don't make the playoffs. They got the biggest Asian fan base in the history of baseball because they all behind him. We're not drafting players every time we get picks. Not we, because you a Cubs fan. The White Sox not drafting players that's going to get people to come out to the city. And then some of them is knuckleheads.
We had Tim Anderson.
He
I
was
wasn't going to bring him up.
He was
That's
in
a
these streets.
superstar.
That was my dog, but he was in the streets.
Literally.
He was in the streets.
Yeah,
The
so-
people love him. He was an O block.
I don't like it, but I think if you want to affect...
He was.
He was coming up with Polo G music as his intro, Dirk music as his intro.
Oh, yeah.
But in order to affect change, you got to hit him in the bottom. You got to hit him with the dollar, bro. So I'm not going to no Bulls games. I'm not going to no White Sox games next season unless we get a big time manager, we get some real players, and we start making moves that's gonna put us in a position to win. Because the division that we in is sweet anyway. It's not like we can't win it, dominate it. We can't attract major league players. We in Chicago. It's the third biggest market in the city. It's not like you can't get here and not get an Audi or Mercedes sponsorship, not have your billboard off of 94, not be at any of these big time events or eating at these 5-star restaurants. Like, we lit here.
I think Chicago is probably, in the quote me if I'm wrong, it's probably got to be a top 5 baseball city too. Outside, I think Boston and I want to say Boston and New York and St. Louis is probably the
St. Louis for sure.
top baseball
towns.
Yeah, baseball towns. But Chicago was in there.
We right there, and we got an original team in the Cubs. So it's like I don't like embracing losing mentality because you paying for that product. And if this is what y'all saying is the best that you could put out for us, it's almost like a smack in the face. You know what I'm saying? And they know, ownership knows, like, y'all still coming to the games. The Bears, they prices are crazy. When the last time y'all been to a Bears game?
It's been a year.
Prices out there.
To pay to go to one.
To pay to go to one, prices is OD, but they know people gonna pay it. Whether they win or lose, they know y'all gonna come out. The same way it was with the Cubs for a long time. We know y'all gonna drive y'all ass all the way up here to Wrigley, pay this crazy parking up here, maybe get your car towed if you parked in the wrong spot. You're going to sit here, you're going to watch a bogus product, and then you're going to do it all over again tomorrow, the next day. You got to hit him. You got to hit him in the pocketbook, and that's what's going to affect change.
I like how you broke that down. Things to think about. Well, let's get into our music.
Go Cubs, go. What have you been listening to? I've been listening to a lot of Fly Skins.
I've been listening to a lot of Lotto.
Yeah. She the hottest in the street.
I've been listening to some Sydney August.
Okay. Nice in y'all.
I like her. Is she still signing Dirk?
I don't think so.
OTF.
I don't think so.
Y'all don't want to hear what I've been listening to.
Yes, we do.
I was listening to Claro too, but don't nobody know who that is.
What that song?
Vas Laba, almost Frenchie. He an English rapper. He kinda
Like
got
Central C?
Yeah, kind of like that.
We go bun for bun.
Yeah, it's like that London drill scene. I've been into that
I want
for a
to.
couple weeks.
I like that. We go bun for bun. We go in for in. Double
She in
R
her
with
top
the
boy
festival.
vibe. She in her top boy bag.
Big ass just be talking.
That shit's so funny every time I hear it.
This was a great show today. We didn't do a lot of cussing. We didn't do a lot of arguing.
I said
Points
a lot
was
of
made.
N-words.
Chris didn't make us, little Chris, nephew Chris didn't make us mad today with none of his takes. So that's always a blessing.
You've been waiting to eat them gummy bears.
I've been waiting to eat
You
them
picked
too.
them up like 3 times.
I've been waiting.
You wait till the end of the show to show that you still a young boy.
Boy,
Bree,
I got a sweet tooth.
always a pleasure. See you next week.
All right.
Football is back. I'm
We
Cody.
can't take no more breaks.
No, we ain't taking no more breaks until Christmas.
I don't think
And
we
then
should
I'm
take a
taking a
Christmas
2-week break because I'm gonna be on vacation.
Go vote. Go vote.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
vote.
Go vote.
Go vote.
But we'll say that for another time.
What?
Get their ass out there and vote.
Go vote, dog.
We got like
Go
a whole
vote.
2 months where we vote. Can we close this show out?
Go. You just did.
Close it out.
See y'all later. Make sure y'all follow us. What's the word on everything? Check out our interview with Tyrese. Go vote. Do you rap or do you tweet? Get in the booth and go vote. See y'all later.